This is Triple M Footy Prime Time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam drink responsibly. Welcome to all the New South Wales listeners and all the regional stations out there joining Triple M Footy. You got the Bombers and the Giants. You got Lee Montagna, Kate McCarthy on the special comments. So too is Daisy in the back row. But now this man for Triple M, Red Z Lending, with all the stats, Ash Chua. And before you even speak, Ash, I believe that you took a cushion to the MCG yesterday to sit on, which is very weird.
Is that fact, is it?
Did you take a cushion?
I think
Grandma-style cushion?
Mrs. Chu actually made it for me for a birthday several years ago. So I have a strong connection, affiliation with this particular cushion, so I don't want it vandalised throughout the course of the season, Brownie. For Red Z.
Yeah,
all right.
Got some stats there.
Here we go. Giants, they've got a good record against the Bombers. They've actually won the past four. But a couple of concerns for Essendon in terms of team stats. Pressure, 18th. Last year, they actually ranked 18th as well. And defending ball movement, that's opposition D50 chains into forward 50 entries. Last season, they were ranked 17th. Once again, this season, they're ranked 18th. So we'll look out for those two stats. But some shining lights for Essendon. Jai Caldwell, past two rounds, second at the club for score involvements, averaging 8 per game, leads the club for pressure acts in the front half, and first for contested ball inside 50. And the other one is Will Setterfield, Brownie. He's averaging career-high disposals, clearances and tackles at 25, 4 and 6, playing 93% game time in the midfield, opposed to the previous 5 seasons when he was at the Blues playing 50% game time on the wing.
He has been a big surprise for the Bombers, and he's done a really good job, because I thought that his career, well, it was at the crossroads when he went to the Bombers. The Blues got rid of him, and his first 4 weeks have been really good, as we welcome for the first time today for Triple MC Bar Super Special Comments, Kate McCarthy.
Brownie, good to be here. I think we're in for a good match. Both teams look pretty evenly poised on paper, so hard to pick a winner here, I reckon. I think GWS, historically, not great two-man at this ground. Don't really love Marvel Stadium, but on the other hand, they have done really well historically against the Bombers. So let's see what they can do this afternoon.
Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free deals plus instant cashback. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Robbo, for the first time today, welcome, and a late change, I believe.
Yeah, thanks, Brownie. And it's Dyson Heppel. And I tell you what, he's out of the 22 and he comes on as a sub. So his form's been poor over the last fortnight. If you can imagine when he was ripped off and gobsmacked sitting on the bench not long ago. So they've decided to sub him. Andrew Phillips comes in. So Heppel's the sub. Cooper Hamilton for GWS. They get Zerk Thatcher, the Bombers, back after that ankle injury on the lateral side. Adam Kennedy comes in. He's played 150 games. I didn't realise that. Foundation player, so some experience there. Brad Scott, no doubt, will rev him up like Rambo. But Adam Kingsley is the frustrating one. The descent rule. Let's see how they handle that in the emotion of the game. So I'm going for the Bombers in a real close one, Brownie.
Thank you, Robbo, for Bob Jane T-Marts. Let's talk about the Bombers first, Daisy, because they had a couple of easy ones first up. They had the Hawks and then also the Gold Coast Suns, so you'd expect them to win those games where they are. Then they got a bit of a reality check or a wake-up call in the first quarter last week. 5-4-34 before they even blinked, and they were 30-odd points down. They drew level, but used all their energy to get back there and then got beaten late by the Saints. So where do you see the Bombers?
Yeah, they've been an interesting side to keep an eye on over the first month of the season. For those reasons, we weren't really sure what that form was like going into last week, and we weren't really sure where the Saints were at either. A little bit of the Ross Lyon factor bouncing into the season. So they came out last week, and you're right, they got smacked before they could even put a score on the board, and that was the ball game. They were good enough to change it up in play, which has been the pleasing thing. I've seen them a couple of times live now in the first 3 weeks and first month of the season. Their ability to change up the game style, even against Hawthorn, they were struggling a little bit. They were playing nice and slow and passive, which was allowing the Hawks to get heaps of numbers back. But then once they got a little bit of run and gun, Katie, into their game, that overlap handball, and just played footy rather than trying to almost weave their way through, they look like such a more dangerous and attacking side, and they've got some different avenues to go. Big Wiedemann's been really good up there. We've got Stringer back in the side as well, so they are finding a way to hit the scoreboard when they do get in there quickly.
Yeah, and last week they conceded 10 goals in the space of about 3 or 4 minutes. So there was those first 5 goals at the start of the match and then another 5 during the third quarter. And their ability to wrestle that back was great. But then you look on the flip side, their ability to float in and out of games isn't great either. So, yes, starting from the first bounce here today is important, but also keeping their heads in the match and staying consistent for the entire 4 quarters.
Kate, Toby Green last week had a game you forget. I've never seen him play as poor. Only had the 5 disposals. Nick Newman did a great job on him. champions don't play 2 poor games in a row. So I pity the Essendon player who has to stand Toby Green today. Thought they might have run him through the midfield a bit more. But how do you see it? Who do you think's going to get him?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Brownie. I think probably a little bit dirty on the Carlton Blues for taking him out of the game so much, the Bombers, because, as you say, a champion doesn't stay down for long, and I think he'll come out firing today. I think he'll be really dynamic in his movement. I think the more he moves up and down the ground, the better he is. I think the Bombers, Brad Scott said during the week, it probably won't be one person that goes to him. Obviously, they'll have different players take care of him in different parts of the ground, but I'd be really wary of him this afternoon. I think he's going to have a ripper game.
Daisy, is this why Essendon brought Jake Kelly to the club? Is this the sort of matchup for someone like him that can lock down, to take care of a dangerous player, that mid-sized forward for the opposition, and allow Ridley and Redmond to do what they do?
Yeah, I'm really not sure where they're going to go with it. Is Kelly the matchup? Obviously a lot taller than a Toby Green, but I think, as we saw last week from the Blues, it's probably that mid-size, if not small, that gets the job done. You've just got to put your work into him. I played alongside him a couple of times, and one time here at this ground when we got beaten by 100 points, but doing your homework against him, you can actually figure out a few things that he does. So he does like to fly third man in from the side of the contest. So if you do have a small with him, it's just about finding body and keeping concentration to allow him then not to jump in, but then also staying on him when he does get to the front and centre. So he'll pretend like he's going to run and jump and then dart back around to that front and centre. So whoever gets the job today, I don't think it will be Kelly. I think they'll go with a smaller option early, but they've got to have their wits about them, and concentration is the key to get a job done against Toby Green.
When they're out of sight, they're out of mind, the Giants, and we've seen Tim Taranto come to Melbourne, and he's copped a little bit of criticism that we probably didn't even notice about Tim Taranto when he played. But in the same vein, Jesse Hogan is putting together a really good period of football. His first 3 games have been pretty good. His work rate, he's missed a few goals, but he's almost back to his best.
Yeah, 8 goals in 3 games, had the 2 last week as well, and I think they're starting to really put together a nice combination in their forward line as well. Obviously, Toby Green does depend a lot on your keys, and if your keys are up and about, it makes the smalls jobs a lot easier because they know where they're going to lead, they know where they want to get front and centre, and then there are also those options to lead up and kick the footy too. So I think Hogan's been great for them. I think also in their forward line, obviously, Daniels kicked a couple last week, and so did Riccardi, and I think they're starting to find their feet, Days.
Lockie Whitfield's one for me that I'm very keen to keep an eye on. Below par for his standards, and from what we've seen of him at his very best, he was that old-fashioned 80-metre player, get it, run 30, kick it 50, and just always linked up, but always hit his targets. The first month of footy so far this season, been very, very poor by foot, so I'll be interested to see how he responds this afternoon.
Robbo for Bob Jane Team Arts.
Yeah, they just had the toss. The lid's on, as we know, but Merritt's won the toss going left of screen, boys.
You can now stream every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. Both sides in their huddles at the moment. Dylan Shield is a player who has been questioned time and time again for the way he plays football, but Daisy and Kate, he could not question his first 3 weeks.
He's been brilliant. He's been in and under. He's had the ability to hit the scoreboard as well, and when his team's needed a lift, a lot of the time it's been him that has provided it. He's hit the scoreboard a couple of times at this very venue with some nice craft in the forward line as well. So he's not just accumulating big numbers and doing nothing with them. He's probably gone the less is more approach, and it's certainly working for him and the Bombers.
Ash, if there's one thing that a statistician needs to keep an eye on today, give us one stat leading into this game that you like.
Steve Cornelio, averaging 30 disposals and leads the club for score involvements. Past 7 against the Bombers. He's polled 12 Brownlow votes, averaging 28 and a goal.
Nice work for McDonald's. Score points to redeem rewards when you order back delivery via the My Macca's app. Available in select locations. Exclusions and fees apply. See in-app for details. This game is about to get underway, and who better to do it than Lee Montagna on Triple M Footy.
Talent everywhere out here. Finn Callahan on the wing, Tom Green for the Giants on board with Kelly Cornelio. Jake Kelly's gone to Toby Green.
Too good, Joey. Too good.
Zirk Thatcher back in the side on Jesse Hogan. I've liked Zirk Thatcher's for a couple of games before he missed last week. Andy McGrath in form. Nice crowd building. Pretty chew. What do you reckon the crowd was? It's a bit...
They averaged 23,000. I reckon it's probably round about that mark.
It is Easter
20s.
Sunday. Everyone's spending time with the family today. As we're counting down to the start of this one.
So that matchup you talk of, Joey, so obviously Kelly has him for height and weight, so he's going to have to get it done at ground level. That's where Toby Green can exploit him. They're obviously worried about his aerial prowess. I'd be more concerned now about his ability to get front and centre and hit the scoreboard from there.
Big Sammy Draper starting at full forward for the Bombers. It'll be Phillips in the ruck. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy on this Easter Sunday. The Bombers and the Giants. Bombers going to the left of the broadcast. And it's Phillips who wins the tap. Shield starting in the centre bounce. Kelly and Green. That's Tom Green for the Giants. And now Canelio inside the centre circle. Drives a long ball to about 30 out. Brent Daniels crumbs front square. Kelly out of the centre bounce. Goes towards goal. There's a goal inside 16 seconds. As fast a start as you will see. Josh Kelly being in good form. Giants get the first. And on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, they're one straight. Bombers yet to touch the ball.
Yeah, well, the Bombers got the tap, but then GWS Giants just sharked it really nicely, and it was some really nice groundwork. McGrath just completely lost his opponent, and then Daisy's pointing at it now. Daisy, what did you see on the screen?
Well, I was just keeping a close eye, obviously, on Toby Green. He was nearly walking into the goal with no one near him there. Kelly just lost him at the front and centre. But that is a nice piece of work there from Daniel, who just handballed across the body to a really nice finish from Kelly there. Hot start for the Giants.
Well, he started the chain, Kelly, with the first handball of the game. And then kicked the goal for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M, Rocks footy. Giants get the early one. They lead by 6 points. The bounce is good in the middle. Phillips won the first tap. That was a bit uncoordinated. He got up and then went back down. Tom Green already had 2 disposals. Short ball towards centre wing, and Callahan takes an easy mark. And this is the man that Steve Johnson said to keep an eye on this year. Said he'd be a young star. He gets away on his left foot inside forward 50. Bombers got their name written over this one. Good mark taken by Ridley.
Short to Kelly. Kelly for the Bombers. And now Merritt still inside their defensive 50. There's Laverde running hard for him out on this near side wing, but that just creates some space to allow Shield to work into. He's got some time and space to wheel on the left boot. And the Bombers will go in their forward half for the first time tonight. The kick went looking for Harry Jones, but Connor Iden, an underrated young defender in the leadership group now at the Giants, gets that ball out of bounds. Half forward flank for Essendon. Fast start for the Giants. Of course, McDonald's, you can score points and redeem rewards when you order McDelivery via the My Macca's app. Available in select locations only. Exclusions and fees apply. See your in-app details. As Canelio sweeps a handball into the corridor. It was a beautiful one too. And now the Giants get this little bit of run and surge going, although Tom Green missed it the first time. Parrish overran it. And now Callahan, with that beautiful kick, squares it up to Lloyd. Just inside the centre square. His man feints, so he goes short to Brent Daniels. Man on the mark, 50 metres out. They're pressing again here, the Giants. Kick goes towards Hogan in a one-on-one. Goes over the top. The free kick will be paid, but there's no need. It'll be a goal.
Surely that's advantage goal.
The players had to let the umpire know that it went through for a goal, umpire, and it'll be paid. It'll go the way of Brent Daniels. So really easy ball movement again, as Shoeman told us, from the Giants from half back. And already they have 2 goals inside the first 2 minutes. They're 2 straight. Essendon yet to go inside 50.
Yeah, just chopping them up with handballs at the moment in and around the contest. A little bit of run coming off half back and just getting the overlap, outworking their opponents, the Giants. And it was Haynes that had worked all the way over to the far side to be an option for a handball. Opened up the middle of the ground for Daniels, who had a nice lead, just a really short lead in the end, and then put it to the top of the square, but then it ended up bouncing through for a goal.
Another slow start from the Bombers as well. They were set up well there. It was a slow passage of play, so there's no way you should get chopped up on transition. If you do move the ball slowly out, your defence should have enough time to get set. On that occasion, though, we saw the real run and gun from the Giants off half-back.
Good start for the Giants midfielders, Ash. Red Z Lending.
Kelly and Tom Green, 3 disposals each and a couple of clearances.
3 disposals each in 3 minutes. This is the third now for Dylan Shield. Tucks it under the arm. Second bounce. And then kicks a finger breaker into side forward. 50 was going to be okay. No. It got back too far. Looked like Stringer would have been able to mark that, but sliding in was Nick Haynes, the intercept specialist, gives it to Connor Iden. So Iden's got players out this side. Jack Buckley is the man. He'll look up and he'll see the wing where he can run and carry now. Right foot looking for Flynn. Flynn pushes his opponent out, but Phillips too good, marks it on centre wing.
No one running around the back of Phillips, so he'll have to take this kick on the Toyota logo. Broadcast side, centre wing, inside 50. Big pack of players. Draper put up the 1 mitt and then brought it down on the second bite. Giants players are arguing he didn't actually control the ball down to ground. They might have a good case. Umpire was a little bit blindsided. And the mark's been paid. And Big Sammy Draper rates himself in front of the big sticks. He's not going to pass this off. He'll have a crack 50 metres out at a 45-degree angle.
Look forward to this, because sometimes when he does go for the drop punt, there's a lot of air time between hand and foot. The ball does strange things, so it will take his best, and we look forward to what he can produce.
Dale Thomas, Seabus Super special comments with Kate McCarthy. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. And he might be right. It'll either go through post height or he'll shank it. And he does the shank. And it won't register a score. Goes towards the pocket. A lot of players at this ball. Durham leading the race at ground level. Shealy's been pretty good. Just handballs to space. A bit of hope. Stringer overran it. Didn't quite commit. Tom Green, another handball for the Giants. Only as far as Durham, who has a quick shot at goal on the left boot. Dribbles out of bounds next to the left-hand point post. We'll have it thrown in with the Giants. The only 2 goals of this game.
Just getting a good look at that ball drop on the Harvey Norman replay there. Nearly missed his boot. It was a pretty good effort just to make contact in the end from Big Draper.
That's why Daisy's the best in the business.
So inside forward 50 of the Bombers, the boundary throw in. Stringer picks this one up cleanly. Across the body, and Stringer gets his first. 2 straight 12 the Giants, 1 straight 6 Essendon. It was a much better effort than the one he ran over moments ago, but Stringer's on the board, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Looked like pretty lazy defence there from the GWS Giants. Slow to set up, spare numbers everywhere for the Bombers. They ran a bit of a pattern there, crisscrossing across the 2 Giants players, but Stringer just popped out into a spot of space. Haynes, it was trying to follow him. He collided with the ruckman, so we probably give him a little bit of a leave there, Kate, but Luck's a fortune. Good start for Jakey Stringer. Good to see him back.
Yeah, it is a good start. And I think people last week were a bit harsh on him not scoring or not having the involvement that he had against the Saints, but he actually had to play a little bit of a defensive role on Callum Wilkie, who was tearing them apart in the first half. So stats aren't always what you look at, but he started well here. 1 goal, 1 disposal. That's what you want out of the big man.
Got a feeling this might be a high-scoring, fast game of footy under the lid here at Marvel. 2 attacking teams from McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Bombers win the centre clearance in Merritt. Gets good purchase on it. It's now a loose ball, 25 out. Attacking it was Wiedemann, off to Caldwell with a snap, and he'd be disappointed with that. Jai Caldwell at an open goal, only 20 metres out. Just pushed it across the face. Bombers, they're in this contest now. They're 1-1-7. Giants 2 straight. 7 minutes gone, first term.
Lockie Whitfield to do the kicking in. Gives it to Lockie Ash. Daisy keen to keep an eye on Whitfield today. Gets one back, position number 2 for Whitfield. Chipping the ball around the back end at the moment, the Giants, and Lockie Ash will get his second disposal. Good chase down there from the Bombers. They turn it back over. Darcy Parish marks it. He looks up inside forward 50, goes with a long bomb, looking for Jones at the back. Jones, 1 bite, 2 bite. He's been called to play on. He's just walked back as if I said, no umpire, I took it. Out of the pack, hit the post. He wasn't taking the umpire's decision seriously. He just thought he marked it and he walked back, which he probably did. 1-2-8, the Bombers, 2 straight 12, the Giants.
Generally, the tell there is the defensive team. They just let him walk back, Brownie. I think it was well within his rights to be claiming a mark.
Yeah, Triple M Harvey Norman replay definitely got the first bite on it, so he's a bit stiff there, Jones, although the Bombers will go for it again. Gee, they might have been stiff again. Wiedemann, he also had 2 bites on it. The umpire said play on, so a bit of hard luck early. Then it could have been holding the ball. Perkins, Caldwell's going to have his third snap in a minute. Well, Jai Caldwell has had 3 snaps at goal in a minute for 2 behinds and 1 out on the full. That's got to be a new record, Shoot.
He'd be right up there for Red Z, Joey.
Kicked 2 of the hardest ones ever last week.
Especially 8 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on that one today, Shoot. How many snaps Caldwell has?
Nick Haynes in the back pocket, sends one long to the outer side. The big flyers were there, but the ball's out of bounds. Numbers early, Ash, what are you seeing?
Time in the front half, Bombers 76%. GWS only at 24. Dylan Shield, leading ball winner for Essendon with 4 touches.
RZ Lending, loans for the self-employed. So boundary throw in. Just the attacking side of the centre for the Bombers, who have got one back after the fast start to the Giants, and here they run again, the Giants. Long ball inside forward 50. It's a race on. Riccardi will get there first on the bounce. Handballs it back, trying to go one way then the other. Here's Callaghan. His handball forward. Back to Riccardi. Toby Green's first touch. His first touch is a little bit overcooked, and the Bombers get back with numbers, and they get it out of bounds. Robbo for Bob Jane, Team Arts.
Geez, it was flat down here early with the Bomber fans. The fact that the Giants got a quick start, I thought I was sitting in the Melbourne Library, but they got that goal. Thank goodness they found some voice.
When was the last time you at the Melbourne Library, Robbo?
I'm there every week, Joe.
Yeah, very good. Bombers win this clearance inside their defensive 50, although the kick from McGrath smothered. Good pressure, Giants. Draper picks it up. His kick also smothered. They're getting after him, GWS, although a chain of handballs from the Bombers again goes out of bounds. Nick Martin it was that time. Well done, GWS.
Yeah, well, that pressure in their forward half, a lot better than their pressure in their defensive half so far. Scrapping for everything at the moment. It's a little bit easy for the Bombers. As soon as they get goal side of them, the GWS Giants are sort of giving up in a way.
Ball thrown in just outside the 50 for the Giants. Oh, Stringer. Could have been some sort of dump tackle, but Finn Callahan took some care. Play on. Oh, could have got nailed there. Laverde did well to ride the tackle. And now Merritt through the middle of Marvel, goes wide to the wing. Ridley has Davey running, tries to step around Lloyd, gives it back to Ridley. This is all about 80 metres from home. Little low dart, good kick. It went to Wiedemann, who dropped the mark, and the ball goes out of bounds. 50 metres around from Essendon goal. Out of side Marvel Stadium. They're trailing the Giants by 4 points early stages, first quarter.
Essendon ruck. Yes, Andrew Phillips. Andrew Phillips.
So you can hear the umpire just working out the ruckman. Boundary throw in is inside forward 50 for the Bombers. Phillips did the ruck work, but it was won by Flynn, who's had a good start to this season. Inside forward 50 goes centre field. Jones will be the flyer. Already been not allowed one. Whitfield stepped through traffic and then dropped the football. Umpire called play on. Callahan's got another catch. That's not a good kick. Off the instep. Langford couldn't take it. The Bombers will go back in. Kick. Low ball. No mark taken. Davies there at ground level. So too is Stringer. Lays the tackle now. The ball's not coming out. Love a ball up.
Opportunity here for the Bombers to lock this ball inside their forward 50. Stoppage with Phillips and Flynn. Merritt's in this contest. Tom Green tries to rip it out of there, but Stringer just rips it out of his arms and then has a snap for goal. Just faded late. Good effort. Through for another behind for Essendon. 1-3-9. Giants 2 straight 12. 12 minutes played, first quarter.
It's like he's sucking in the big ones out there, Jake.
He's always going to be a little bit underdone, Brownie. We know he had the interrupted pre-season, so we do mark him pretty harshly. He'll keep getting better week in, week out, the more footy he plays.
Outside 5.
Had to come off and make use of the oxygen tank.
Play on.
So at half back, the Giants, they're going to go to half forward. Toby Green's got 3-on-1 and he beats them. But then he went back and dropped it. Quickly got the ball to boot. Rolling ball down towards half forward. Jesse Hogan couldn't control it and the ball goes out of bounds with him and Laverde. The Giants lead by 3 points, almost halfway through this first quarter. Goal scorers have been Kelly and Daniels, and then Stringer got one back.
Jakey Stringer does come to the bench looking for that oxygen tank.
You got one down there for him, Robbo?
Just passing it over the top of the glass now. They're seriously sucking it in. I know why. He had to sprint from the wing down to the forward pocket. He was gassed.
Bombers win another clearance. McGrath handballs to Durham, who hugs the boundary line. That's a poor kick. Picked off by Cumming.
15, play on.
On the wing, short to Kelly, not 15, but he has time to wheel and get on that left boot. Goes to a one-on-one, Hogan and Zerk Thatcher. Well done, Zerk Thatcher.
You like him, don't you?
I do like him. They've been looking for that big fullback, the Bombers. He's not the biggest unit, but he's been able to handle the big boys. And then shows the confidence to step around Hogan and then kick it towards Big Phillips, who takes a contested mark, half-back. Parrish running shotgun, went looking for Wiedemann, well read by Haynes, who takes intercept mark, and he looks up and about today, Nick Haynes. That's a good kicking board to Buckley.
Buckley wants to move it, and he does. Callahan fell over. There was no one there, just went to ground. Enough time to get back in front of Martin, and nice little left foot chip gets it back to Connor Iden on the defensive 50. So Iden chips the ball around. Buckley again. Haynes on the outer side. This is where the ball started. Can they move forward now? Haynes, low, darting ball to absolutely no one in particular. Straight back to Phillips, the death metal loving man. Short ball out wide and Durham. What sort of death metal in particular does he like, Daisy?
Just the real death sort of type.
What's his tattoo, Daisy?
He's got a stingray on his foot. So when you have the weights in the gym, obviously you get on a rotation of who can put the music on. He was never allowed. He had to do it by himself if he wanted to play his own music. Real sort of death metal-y.
Here he is again, the big death metal man on centre wing. Kicks a high up and under towards the half-forward flank. Sam Taylor in that contest. Durham. Handball to Davey, but again, the pressure of the Giants sees that go out of bounds. So they've had a bit of a stalemate the last 8 or 10 minutes after a fast start. Bombers 1-3-9. The Giants 2 straight 12. They seem to be in control of the clearances at the moment, Essendon, Two-man.
Yeah, 8-4, and they're also plus 10 in contested ball.
So a good start, and they got a chance here again because Phillips has got the height advantage on Riccardi. Gives it the old double-handed slap, but the Giants pick this one off. Josh Kelly, the smooth mover, to another smooth mover in Callahan. Inside the defensive 50, it's a dangerous kick into the corridor. Rouston nearly took it one-handed. Might be turned over. Bombers have the numbers. Shield bursting through the middle. Has Davey running shotgun. Has time to have a bounce. Run to 50. Step around Whitfield. Gets to 40. Goes for home. And misses. Nice off the turnover though, the Bombers. They're chipping away, but just haven't been able to get the major yet. They're 1-4-10, Essendon. And the Giants 2 straight 12, halfway through this first quarter.
This is the sort of stuff he loves of death metal. These are the 2 best albums of all time by Morbid Angels, Altars of Madness, and the best one is just Death, Symbolic.
Yep, that's the death stuff I was talking about.
So they bring it back in. The Giants are under siege at the moment. They kicked the first 2 goals within a minute, and then the Bombers have dominated 70% time inside their half of the ground. They've turned it over again. Langford kicked 5 a couple of weeks ago.
Putting themselves under a lot of pressure here, Brownie, with some poor foot skills. They want to take those hard kicks, but they're not on all the time.
Langford keeps it low and keeps it good as well. Really good pass. And he finds Ash's man Setterfield.
It's a great point you make, Kate. Obviously, coming out of half-back on that last occasion, they had options breaking to the wing, but they tried to plug one through the corridor, turn over, get a look at goal. On this occasion, they went for the 3-quarter dinky one in between 3 Bombers players, got the turnover to Langford. He was good enough to lower the eyes, find Setterfield.
Inside 50's a 9-5 in favour of the Bombers. They still trail low. Setterfield to put them in front for the first time, hooks it. 3 for 1 behind, and now the Bombers are 1-5. 1-5-11. The Giants 2 straight 12. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here. Partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans, electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Got to make sure when you've got the momentum, you put the score on the board. Essendon haven't been able to do that as Jake Kelly comes across third man in, punches that ball out of bounds in front of Interchange Gates. Saw this last night with the Gold Coast Suns. They were all over the Saints in the first quarter, just couldn't put the score on the board. And once the Saints got momentum, they were able to break it open. So the Bombers need to keep working hard. Throw in, Tom Green, good pressure from Setterfield. Gets that ball back out of bounds. Some Red Z lenders, Truman, who's had a bit of ball in this first quarter.
Darcy Parish, 6 touches for the Bombers, and for the Giants, 7 to Tom Green and 6 to Callahan.
So we'll restart again. Draper and Riccardi. Shield. Ball not going anywhere. Phillips is now having a rest at full forward with Draper in the ruck. Wiedemann, Perkins at half forward for the Bombers. That's a good tap from Draper. Tried to get it to the outside to Shield. It was well done by Tom Green, and then Setterfield just went in and got it, but the handball just missed Merritt, who would have been out. And we'll have another throw in on this centre wing. 8.5 minutes left. Essendon trailing by 1 point.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash.
Coming up later today, we've got the Eagles taking on the Demons at Optus Stadium. 5:20 start, Brownie.
Boundary throwing. Half forward for the Bombers, dominating at the moment. Stringer picks it up and dumps it inside forward 50 quickly, but leading the race was Buckley. And he launches one outside defensive 50. Mark dropped out there. Bombers with numbers though, looking for the big death metal man, Phillips. And he's marked at 20 out directly in front. And he looks happy.
Andrew.
Imagine if they do what they do for Charlie Cameron when he kicks a goal, and instead of playing
Just a bit of Slipknot, a bit of just banging our heads too.
A little bit of Morbid Angel.
Tell you what he will do though, he's a pretty reliable set shot for goal, because no matter if he's 10 metres out or 50 metres out, he always kicks it the exact same. So expect this to go through post high or further.
Well, 22 goals, 9 says a lot about him. Very good set shot for the Bombers lead. Phillips. Yeah, he wrapped him up. And the death metal man let us down. 3 for 1 behind the Bombers. Can you believe it? 1-6. The Giants are 2 straight.
Probably owing an apology after that one, Days.
And now they are squandering some chances.
He can apologise to me, Kate.
In all seriousness, the Bombers 1-6 now. Plenty of looks. And they've left the door open for the Giants, and so often we normally see a team go coast to coast as Callaghan gets another disposal, goes towards half forward. Oh, Toby Green took out Redmond legally, fairly. But Redmond bounces to his feet. We'll have it thrown in. Chuman.
Bombers 11 out of the last 13 inside 50s. But as you said, Joey, 1 goal, 6 on the scoreboard.
Need to keep pressing here. Giants at least get a bit of ball in their forward half. Can they work it out of this stoppage? It won't. It'll spill to the back and Merritt will be first there. Handball to Redmond. To Martin, back to Redmond. Searching through the middle, short kick finds Archie Perkins on the lead. Handball's off to Nick Martin. Shields running wide. If the ball sits, he can get on his left. He turns Callaghan inside out, runs to 48, has a crack at the goals. The big death metal man's in the top of the square. Ball gets over the back. Through for another behind. 1-7-13 now, Essendon. Giants 2 straight 12, 6.5 minutes left, opening term.
Straight out, Andrew.
When Callaghan needs to go to school on his opponents, there was only one way Dylan Shield was going to turn, then that was his left. Some reason he went the other way. Here's Daisy's man, Lockie Whitfield, bring it in looking for Flynn. Over the top was Laverty. Daniels already kicked the goal, handball it back. Sweeping handball by Kelly to Riccardi. Another one on to Daniels who kept running. Loading up, Daniels inside forward 50. He tried to screw it back, he saw players out, but only kicked it as far as Kelly, who stuck out the one hand and it stuck. Short ball finds Redman. Redmond defensive 50, chips the ball to Setterfield. Setterfield wants to slow it down. 6 minutes to go, time in the forward half, Ash.
Triple M Red Z, 74% to the Bombers.
Not making the most of it though, the Bombers. Looking for Draper. Can't mark it at ground level. Tom Green been everywhere. Dropped that football. Umpire said play on. Finn Callaghan wants his left foot. Went on his right, which was okay. Got over the back of Toby Green, so wasn't that okay? Missed the target. Opportunity for Daniels. He lays a tackle on Langford. Tried to go back in. Langford trying to rip it out of Toby Green's hands, but the umpire's going to ball it up.
Langford again playing in defence for the Bombers after being the match winner a few weeks ago as a forward. And now Himmelberg will do the ruck work against Draper. Kelly couldn't pick it up cleanly. Setterfield did. Merritt just throws it on the boot. So clears the defensive 50. It'll come towards the wing. How will the umpire see this? There was a player in the vicinity, so we'll have it thrown in. Just in front of the interchange gates. Been a real stalemate since the first 3 goals were kicked inside 7 minutes. Dyson Heppel, the sub this afternoon. Harvey Norman replay, having some words to the boundary umpire. As Durham. His handball missed the mark though, so they were going to get the clearance. Instead, it's the Giants. Kelly, Josh Kelly that is, twists and turns and then goes looking for Callum Ward, who took the mark, did well. 60 metres out, wants to get up and move it, and that's a beautiful kick off one step. Canelio worked hard to make some space, and he takes the mark 45 metres out at a 45-degree angle.
Brett Daniels been pretty dynamic up forward for the Giants so far in this game. Had a hand in the first goal. Also sort of pushed into that stoppage and got the handball out, which started the chain.
Steve Canelio, anyway, a pretty good set shot for goal, going at 67%. He's had a terrific start to the year. Great to see him back in form. Had a good year last year. No longer the captain, he can just go about his business, and that's a beautiful kick. And there's the one. The Bombers couldn't put them away, the Giants do. They get their 3rd straight. And in the 23-minute mark of this opening quarter, they're 18. Essendon 1-7-13. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
We're speaking a lot about it, all the dominance that Essendon had, not putting any scoreboard pressure on, and then the GWS Giants get a really good look off a brilliant kick from Callan Ward. His ability to get up, find his feet, and then just low dart into a dangerous spot in Canelio, just drifting forward out of that stoppage. But they've been clearly outplayed here. The GWS Giants are getting smacked in and around the footy. They've only had the 3 tackles so far, pressure rating at about 157. So for them to be in front on the scoreboard is all but a bit of a miracle so far in this one.
Dyson Heppel down there as the sub. The sneakers on. I reckon I'd go with the boots if I was down there, even though that he's not going on at the moment. You'd probably get into costume, wouldn't you? For McDonald's, Remont Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, don't all answer at once. I'll get those on relay later. Then a half forward and the Giants wrapped up and let a ball up. So Draper laid a big tackle on Ward. Ward's been quiet early, played mainly as a forward. They released out of this stoppage towards Riccardi. He couldn't mark it, went back in. Later tackle Riccardi, Green at ground level. Couldn't get it out. Scrapping ball, wild handball. They'll ball it up.
Go through, Reba. Go through. Thanks.
So another opportunity here for the Giants.
Harry, Sam.
Ball up 40 metres out. It'll be Himmelberg against Draper.
Play on.
Jake Kelly just rode the tackle, and then Merritt again just throws it on the boot. Gets some good territory. Connor Iden with a strong fist. Falls to Josh Kelly. Handballs back towards Ashball. Didn't sit. Menzies did well. Applied enough pressure and won the footy for Essendon. Harry Jones went through his legs, tunnel ball style, but the Bombers are away now. Nick Martin sees Stringer in a one-on-one, gets it to him, and Stringer's dropped a pudding. Although he's able to pick it up, snap around the body. How will it bounce? It'll bounce away from the goals and through for another behind. If that was a watermelon, Daisy,
He'd have pips all over him, Joey.
and now it's 1 goal, 8-14 Essendon. The Giants 3 straight 18, 3.5 minutes left first term.
So the Giants bring it back in to Whitfield. Whitfield had a runner, elected not to go there.
You're in.
Umpire called him the play on. He's a short ball to Tom Green. Numbers for Tom Green, Ash?
Tom Green, 10 touches.
So a stack of it early. 3 minutes to go before quarter time. Slides one sideways to Ash. And Ash is on the defensive 50. And now he's going to transfer play over to the other side. The ball hangs in the air. Death Metal Man gets back. Connor Iden did well. Dropped it. Went back. Got it. Now the Giants will clean it up. They come out. It's a bouncing ball out the other side looking for Stone. And the ball's out of bounds of a boundary throw in. So it's been a pretty scrappy first quarter. 18 plays 14. The Giants lead by 4 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Matt Flynn, Andrew Phillips.
Still 2 minutes 50 left in this one. Won't make too many highlight reels this first quarter. Essendon have dominated a fair portion of it, played it in their half, just the 1 goal to show. Can they win this clearance? They can't. It'll be Tom Green again, the young star. Sweeping handball in the middle to Haynes, who had Whitfield running past. Will the ball sit for him? In the end, he just thought, I'll kick it out of mid-air. But Essendon have the spare defender. That's Langford. Handballs to McGrath, who goes out to the far side of Marvel. Shield in a bit of space. Takes a bounce. He wants to ignore Phillips and go over his head and instead go to a one-on-one. Menzies did well on Ash. Takes the mark, 70 metres out. He has Allen Davey, top of the square on his own. He also has Perkins. Kick goes in that direction. Couldn't take the mark, so Davey goes and gets the crumb. Sweeps the handball to Nick Martin. He's usually good in front of the big sticks. He fires away. And finally they get the goal. And it's the class of Nick Martin. They get some reward. They go to 2-8-20. The Giants 3 straight 18. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, 2 minutes left opening term.
Yeah, it was a good handball from Alwyn Davey. He got the crumb and then picked it up. Had the presence of mind to know that in and around the contest there were a lot of GWS players, had a look up and saw Nick Martin running all on his own at the top of 50, snapped it around the corner. They finally, as you said, Joey, got some reward for all of their dominance so far in this quarter. But the bad news is they're still only 2 points up.
Nick Martin, 28 touches and a goal last week, equal leading ball winner for the Bombers today, 8 disposals, and kicked that major couple with a clearance.
Good start by Nick Martin as he heads to the bench just down there where Robbo is for Bob Jane Team Arts. Bounce in the middle, umpire gets ready. 2 minutes to go before quarter time. The Bombers lead by 2. The bounce favours Flynn. Flynn won it, then tapped forward. Tom Green was there, but beaten to it by Merritt. Good strength by Merritt. He got it back to Parrish, back to Merritt. Merritt's handball to Shield was okay. All the way back to find some room for Redmond. He's got some time now. Redmond back to Shield. Gets it on the boot to half forward. Jones, he's been behind a lot this quarter. Works his way to the front on this occasion, but can't take the ball with him. Buckley's there. Handballs to Ash. Ash wants his right foot and he gets it to Canelio at half-back.
Stand.
Oh, that's 50 metres. You heard the umpire tell Archie Perkins to stand and he then backed off. You can't do that. They've been playing that all season.
Archie.
So Canelio with a minute 29 left on the clock.
Time back on.
He's now forward of the centre circle. Toby Green. Long, hard lead.
Back 3 metres dry.
Takes the mark, still inside the centre square. So he's just going to wait and see his options. Himmelberg makes some space into the pocket. He then ignores it and sends a high ball, but Himmelberg has the chance to run back at it. Laverde completely lost both the ball and the man. And in the end, Himmelberg too easily, with a high ball to the top of the square, took an uncontested mark.
Well, it was Toby Green who was shaping as if he was going to go to Himmelberg in the pocket there. So Laverde busted a gut to get there and try and stop him. Did put no body on, so Himmelberg just able to loop back around, take that uncontested. Not good enough from a defensive point of view.
Hasn't had the most prolific season so far, Harry Himmelberg, but this is one part he does very well. Kicks the goal. Bombers have conceded another one late. That's 4 straight to the Giants. They're 24. Essendon 2-8-20 inside the final minute of this first term.
Well, it was the 50-metre penalty that proved costly. The Essendon player was told to stand and then tried to retreat back outside the 5 metres, and just looking at the Harvey Norman replay, completely lost his opponent, Jaden Laverde, and had no idea where he'd gone. Looked behind him and then had no idea where Himmelberg was, and then he ended up just getting up and taking an uncontested mark at the top of the square.
Like Laverde, he's normally pretty switched on, but on that occasion let himself down.
Just needed to find some sort of body, guarding space, not looking at the opponent and the ball. When you do that, get made to look silly, and on that occasion he did.
So the Giants lead by 4 points, 4 scoring shots to 10 in favour of the Bombers. And they trail for McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M rocks football. They're going to go forward again. Flynn, bouncing ball. It'll get inside forward 50. Hogan will run out of it. He's got Daniels at his feet. Daniels screws one back. It's a high ball. Green has to sit underneath it. They come from everywhere. Tom Green, another touch. His handball was intercepted. McGrath, they need to hold on here, the Bombers. Green out of the pack. Misses, and he misses everything. Out of bounds on the full.
Redmond. Going outside 5. Stop. Mason's kick.
Final 16 seconds of this first quarter.
Play on.
Under the roof at Marvel. Easter Sunday. Redmond kicks it as far as he can. Big pack of players. Archie Perkins had a quiet first term playing as a forward. Parrish had a bit of ball. Draper. Handballs over the head.
Play on.
And the Bombers will get some run, but it'll be too little too late. The siren will beat them. Menzies was running in the space. Essendon had plenty of chances in that first quarter, but they squandered a few. Caldwell missed a couple, Stringer missed a couple, and Draper, well, he was lucky to hit his foot. And at quarter time, it's the Giants, 4 straight 24, leading Essendon 2-8-20. Kate McCarthy, Dale Thomas, Nath Brown, Tuman, Robbo, McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Score points and redeem rewards when you order McDelivery via the My Macca's app. Available in select locations only. Exclusions and fees apply. See in app for details.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football. Scott Pendlebury with us. Hugh Greenwood did amazing in the ruck.
He did really well.
Yeah, amazing. And
basketball background.
Yeah, it's because of his basketball background.
Yeah, so much time.
I'll be in the ruck.
You know what it's like. You know what it's like, Pendles. You got so much time with your basketball background.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Happy Easter, tradies! Total Tools Easter price crashes on today only. HRD 10-piece deep impact socket set down to a cracking $29.95 was $63.95. Save over 50%. Mastercraft 12-volt jump starter, a crazy $49.95 was $140. That's over 60% off. Insane! Strictly limited stock. Plus, we've got the best deals on all the tools you'll need. Whatever you're working on this long weekend. Total Tools. Low prices on every tool for every trade. Guaranteed.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie raspberries are in season. And just $4 for a 125-gram punnet.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
Help make your Easter fun more affordable with the Woolworths app. Never miss a special with our digital catalogue and create your own shopping lists. You can even track your total spend before you shop. Just another way to get your Woolies worth this Easter. Download the app today. T&Cs apply.
G'day people, Nick Malloy here. Right now, when you purchase any Energizer Lights product, you can go in the draw to win a hybrid SUV. Grab a torch or headlight for camping or even DIY. Get one of the best lights, brighter lights, get the job done right. The best bit, the first 750 entries will win a double movie pass. And the hybrid SUV will be driven away by one lucky winner. Just purchase any Energizer Lights product, then head to energizerpromo.com to enter. Energizer Lights for longer lasting adventures.
T&Cs apply. See website for details.
Get all-SIM coverage and super speeds with Aussie Broadband Mobile. We know you'll love us, so you'll get 1 month free at aussiebroadband.com.au. New mobile services only. Offer ends April 30. T&Cs apply.
17-year-old Lizzie Burdett left her boyfriend's house but never made it home to her parents. She kind of just vanished. Lizzie's boyfriend, Tom Caruso, was the last person to see her alive. And now I'm determined to find the truth.
I did not kill Lizzie Burdett.
You Don't Know Me, a new crime audio drama series available now on Listener. Download the app and listen to the podcast.
Listener. The Volvo XC40 is a hat-trick hero. The 2021, 22 and now 2023 Drive Car of the Year. Best small luxury SUV. Find out what makes it so special. Visit your local Volvo retailer today. Volvo.
Are you hearing more sneezing and sniffling? It's the changing season. Now is the perfect time to prepare yourself for winter with Nature Bees Power Pollen, giving you a wide range of micronutrients to support your immune defences. Just 2 golden power pollen capsules every day, it's all you need. Plus, get winter ready with another great offer. You can get a 100-day supply of Nature Bee Power Pollen for just $85 plus delivery, plus a bonus Manuka Honey Lip Balm. Order your Power Pollen today at powerpollen.com.au.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
McDonald's and Marine Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Marine Hot Water built tough Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install the Ream. Quarter time here at Marvel Stadium. It's the Giants with good kicking, 4 straight 24, leading Essendon. Bad kicking, 2-8-20. Stringer and Martin the goals for the Bombers. Josh Kelly, Daniels, Canelio and Himmelberg the goal scorers for the Giants. Before we get the thoughts of Kate McCarthy and Dale Thomas, let's get some of the Red Z lenders from Ash Chua.
Canelio, number 1 ranked player on the ground, 8 disposals, 4 score involvements and a major. Tom Green, 13 touches, 10 contested balls. So the record in the game in terms of contested possessions is 32 by Ben Cunnington. So we'll keep an eye on that stat. And Merritt, he's the leading ball winner for the Bombers with 10 touches.
Interesting first quarter of footy. The Giants really efficient, as you touched on, Joey. 4 goals straight, but clearly outplayed by the Bombers. They were harder and tougher in the contest. And the Giants, if it wasn't for that good kicking, could have seen themselves, in the accurate kicking from the Bombers, could have seen themselves a lot further behind.
Triple M Seabus Super special comment today. Dale Thomas, Kate McCarthy, Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Robbo, Bob Jane T. Marts.
Yeah, I reckon Brad Scott's just given him a little rev, especially a bit of that poor kicking in half forward. And I've just noticed too that Jones, he's walking towards me now. Harrison Jones, blurred vision. I've just looked at his right eye. Don't know whether it's a poke or a head knock, but he's come to the bench complaining just before quarter time. They've worked on him during the huddle.
Yeah, Essendon, we said their poor kicking, obviously what Brad Scott would have been referring to, going at 33% efficiency in their forward half. Player that's doing really well for them, though, out of the centre, Zach Merritt, 5 clearances. 3 of those have been centre clearances, and he's had 10 touches to quarter time, but they'll want to use the ball a lot better than they did in that first quarter.
Second quarter about to get underway. Big Sammy Draper in the ruck against Flynn. Bombers kicking to the right of the broadcast. Phillips at full forward. Jesse Hogan for the Giants. Setterfield standing next to Tom Green, who had a dominant first quarter for GWS. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Draper got the little handball to Setterfield, who just handballed it forwardly, indiscriminately, I should say, towards Canelio. Had the arm pinned. Umpire's going to let them play. Essendon fans think it should have been holding the ball. Maybe that one should have been. The ball rolls out of bounds.
Had a pretty tough start, the Bombers, with the umpires. 2 marks that could have been played. The umpire said touch on that occasion. We got to look to Harvey Norman. That's a pretty good tackle. All care that you can take without slinging someone to the ground. Didn't look like he got a foot on it there, Canelio.
So boundary thrown on the outer side. Darcy Parish weaved his way through, paddled it in front of him. Didn't actually get a stat, but it was good enough to paddle it to his teammate, who then gave it back to him. Tumbling ball to half forward. Pretty ordinary, though. The mark taken by Sam Taylor, sliding in. They move it quickly to half forward. Toby Green elevates himself. Couldn't mark it. Sock it off the ground. Big chance for Riccardi on the left. Hooks it back. Had a player at the top of the square. Toby Green, he couldn't make the most of it. Now off the ground. And in the end, it's hit the post. Through for one behind.
Pretty ordinary football.
Yeah.
High on.
4-1-25, 2-8-20.
Squandered it. Easy opportunity there. The Giants made hard work of that. Oh, Wiedemann with a fly. Got up high, couldn't bring it down, and then lays the tackle on Lloyd. Now a ground ball to be won. Martin goes and gets it for the Bombers. McGrath flicks it with his right hand when he should have handballed with the left, but it worked anyway. Durham back to Nick Martin, who now goes looking for Wiedemann, who's been knocked out cold from Haynes coming the other way. Both players are down, and Wiedemann is in a bad way as Buckley kicks the ball inside 50, finds Callum Ward. We might have to stop play here for a moment.
Where you are, Will.
Sam Wiedemann with courage going against the flow of the play. Haynes with courage going with it. Absolutely nailed him fairly going for the ball, but that's an ugly look.
It's Wiedemann's head that's just caught the hip of Haynes, so right on the point of that hip, and that's what Haynes is in trouble with, and Wiedemann's now up and walking to the bench.
That's good signs that he can get up and walk. He's bleeding out of the mouth. Robbo will give us an update in a minute. It'll be Callum Ward, though. In the meantime, that'll have a shot for goal from 50 metres out. Just pulled it slightly through for another behind for the Giants. They're 4-2-26. Essendon 2-8-20. Robbo, can you get a good look at Sam Wiedemann down there?
He's got blood coming from his mouth. So the mouth and Heppel's whacked his boots on. Thank goodness for that. But going straight in the rooms, Wiedemann, sick boy, blood out of the mouth.
Bravo for Bob Jane team. Hartsville over that. Towards centre wing. Jones went up early. Lucky not to give away a free kick, and the ball goes out of bounds just in front of Robbo.
I feel like the umpires have put the whistle away, man. How many free kicks in the game?
It's funny you say that, Daisy. Only one free kick for the game. The AFL average is 40.
This was courageous by Wiedemann going back with the flight. Harvey Norman, Super East to Salem now. Shop store-wide deals. Hurry. It ends Monday. So a short boundary throw in to the point where the two ruckmen had to run towards the boundary, and they got a hand on it probably 3 metres inside the boundary, and it trickles back over.
Looking at that footage, I do not think we will see Sam Wiedemann again. Usually with that sort of thing, if they have a look at the footage and see that they've lost consciousness or eyes have blown back into the head like they did in that footage, they won't even do a concussion test.
Here comes Big Draper, tapped it to himself and then went with the barrel but didn't quite get onto it. It's a bouncing ball. Really good pick up by Martin, but then he's accosted by a couple of Giants players, couldn't get through. And we'll ball it up. No prior opportunity. Beautiful pick up though.
Yep, Sam, Matt, clear the back. Did he go for a barrel, does he, or just the way he drops the ball and ends up like a barrel?
Just nearly missed his foot again.
There was a good clearance though by Drapers. Now again, so easily the Giants get out of their defensive 50. Callum Ward finds Toby Green, hasn't had a lot of it so far. Giants are streaming into the pocket. One of them's Riccardi, the other one's Hogan. And then the young fella Rouston just popped into a bit of space. Good defence from Durham. Now a hard ball. Merritt lost his footing. Tom Green, he couldn't take it the first time. Got it the second time and then just swoops a handball wide. Canelio couldn't keep that ball in play. We'll have it thrown in 50 metres out from the Giants' goal. So we can see Sam Wiedemann on our TV screens going all the way down into the rooms. Most likely get a HIA test. Check the mouth and we'll find out more shortly. But he'll be out of action for a little bit. There's a ball thrown back in. Flynn got to the back. Callum Ward, good tackle, Setterfield. That should be holding the ball. It is.
Should be 50 as well. He swung his foot around to kick it away as soon as the free kick, or after the free kick was awarded.
The Giants have been able to get a defensive press pretty quickly. So that forces them long. Looking for Phillips. It got out the back. Jones hasn't had a lot of time yet. This one was a good handball. They finished it up with Parrish. Parrish with the right football. Sets Stringer at task. Got over his head. He was leading up. It was a poor entry inside forward 50. Iden up against Stringer. Iden wants the boundary line and he gets it.
Horrible entry inside forward 50 there. Parrish shoulders out. Had three options presenting at the kicker. Just had to lower the eyes and choose one of them. Went for a 45-metre, almost near-on switch to the open side to an out-of-position Drake Stringer.
It was a strange entry.
It was.
Boundary throw in. Flynn, Draper worked his way to the front. Multiple players fell over. Draper tried to work his way through. Buckley was the one who picked it up and sent it back the other way. Ward came off his head. They used to call him Cement Head. Not sure if that's his nickname at the Giants, but it was at the Dogs. Short ball finds Kelly. Handball back. And now the Giants go forward.
Rouston goes towards Hogan in front of Zirk Thatcher.
Stand.
Took the mark just inside the field of play.
Stand.
A long way from home, though. And Essendon have numbers back in their defensive 50. So he's forced to hold it up.
Play on.
No goals kicked in this second term. Still the Giants leading by 6 points. Kick inside 50. Little Brent Daniels does the crumbing. Tries to throw it on the boot. It might roll all the way for a goal just across the face. And getting back to save the day again was Nick Martin. And his kick out of defensive 50 might work for Merritt. He's got a few Giants to beat. One of them's Whitfield. Merritt did really well. Shoveled it out to Parrish. And they should make something out of this Essendon because Redmond has got plenty of time and space to take one bounce, to come in board, to kick it long. Again, it's a poor kick that won't favour Stringer. He might make it look good though. He worked Iden under the footy. And then another shot at goal for Jakey Stringer, misses. 1 goal, 3 for him. And the Bombers 2-9-21. The Giants 4-2-26. Robbo, Bob Jane team, Marts.
Yeah, the Bombers, they've made the call, and that's literally one of the doctors down in the rooms with Wiedemann has just rung another one up here to tell Heppel to take his kit off, put his plane jumper on, so his GPS is in, Wiedemann out, Heppel in.
Zirk Thatcher from the side, big mark. Chips it into the middle, looking for Setterfield. He finds him. Setterfield's got a player, and that's Kelly. Sets him a task, though, so the ball just needs to sit Kelly. He's got a couple of players coming at him. Himmelberg's one of those. Used his head calmly. Gets it back to Langford. Langford now switches to the outer side. No mark out there by Martin. Only Giants. Martin went to ground. Kelly picked it up. Gave the handball to Hogan. Hogan chips one forward. Toby Green diving back. That's a really good mark. Called to play on. The umpire, one umpire called mark, one called play on. But from the naked eye, and we'll wait for the Harvey Norman replay, it looked like a mark.
Could hear it through the effects mics here. The umpires exclusively mic'd up for us. Clearly called a mark. Great courage from Toby Green going back. Just popped into a pocket of space. We'll wait for the Harvey Norman. Some real confusion out there from the 4 umpires this afternoon. Only the couple of free kicks paid. Missed a couple as well.
So Toby Green, only the 5 disposals last week, kicked the goal. Already had 5 today. 40 out, 45-degree angle. Toby Green misses. As you can hear from the Bombers faithful, that's a bad miss, 4-3-27. They lead by a goal. The Bombers at 2-9-21. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Play on.
Redman, no one really guarded the mark, so he's able to run 30 metres and then kick it to a one-on-one on the wing. That's Harrison Jones again playing from behind. He's done that a bit in this game. Well done, Haynes. And then Kelly came to support to win that ground ball. Wheels on the left boot, drives it back deep inside 50. And mopping up Setterfield, squares it across to Ridley. So now the Bombers will look to try and transition the ball from their defensive 50. It's a good kick to Durham. Just back of centre wing. Interchange side at Marvel. Still searching for another goal here, Essendon. They're 2-9-21. Trailing the Giants by 6 points. Harrison Jones again got both hands to it. Couldn't bring it down. Big pack of players. Buckley's in there. Might have fallen into the back. Umpire let them play. Jai Menzie did well. Kept his head over the footy. Got it to Parrish. And now Langford screws it on the boot. Stringer snuck out the back. Ball doesn't quite get to him. Instead it gets to Elwyn Davey, who tries to square it up to Heppel. It's another horrible kick. Picked off by Finn Callahan. And they're shooting themselves in the foot, the Bombers.
Almost had too many options on that occasion. Owen Davey had about 3 players he could have hit. Probably could have also taken the initiative and had a shot at goal himself from the position on the ground he was on. Wasn't really able to execute either of them and kicked it straight to the Giants player.
So the ball's out of bounds on centre wing. Daniels worked all the way up to half back. Heppel's back on, as we've spoken about. The man off is Sam Wiedemann. Concussion. Got a big knock from Haynes. Fair knock. Both players went down hurt. Cornelio from the restart. On centre wing, lowers the eyes. Toby Green starting to have an influence. Yet to kick a goal though.
Clear out.
Toby Green from half forward. He looks up. And the kick is brilliant. The kick is outstanding. Daniels, who was in the back line moments ago, was pushed forward. He threaded the needle, Toby Green, and Daniels will go from 45.
Brilliant decision from both the players there. Cornelio was the first one. He looked up. There was nothing happening, so he just paused, waited for the game to go past him. Toby Green connected the field, which allowed Daniels to get down there, work into a pocket of space, and the Bombers defenders all at sea down there.
6 goals, 13 from set shots, Daniels, over the course of his career. It's got about 33%. He can improve on that. And he doesn't on this occasion. 6 goals, 14 set shots. So he's missed a couple today, Daniels. 28 plays, 21, 7-point lead to the Giants.
At the moment, Essendon's defence, they want +2, so they're flooding back, giving the Giants an opportunity to really lead up on them. And that time it was Daniels that just drew the kick from Toby Green. Hit him perfectly.
Oh, Redmond tried to give the handball back to Ridley. It was slapped down by Callum Ward, who then picked it up and snapped a goal. That's an experienced heads up play from Cement Head. And Callum Ward gets the goal. The Giants get their 5th. Talk us through this one, Daisy.
No. He was on the mark.
Harvey Norman replay, you can hear the Essendon players saying he can't do that. Well, within his rights to stand there, you have to actually get back off the mark. He's allowed to not move and put his hand out, which he did on that occasion. The ball hit his hand and then was first to respond. Kicked a nice goal.
Is he allowed to hit his arm before he handballs it?
Well, he stood still. He's standing on the mark and he's just reaching.
I think you're allowed, I think that's on the player then to get back off the mark, as it would be if you kicked it into him. You couldn't then say you can't kick it into him.
I think what works in Ward's favour is that he's feigned to handball and put the ball out rather than him just reaching out and slapping the ball out of his hand.
So the Giants have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. They lead by 13 points, 34 plays, 21. The Bombers, they need to respond. Wasteful in that first quarter. 2 goals, 9, the Bombers.
Triple M Reds, Ed Brownie. Merritt and Shield had 19 disposals combined in the first quarter, just the one between them this second term.
Loans for the self-employed. Heppel out of the pack to half forward. Jones underneath that one, can't mark it, fisted away. Callaghan was the first one there. Got it out to Haynes. Haynes a high up and under ball. Hogan's going to have to make the best of it. And a big mark by Hogan over the back. Had to make the best of it. He did. Took a really good grab and went for Toby Green one-on-one. But Redmond came in, sensed the danger from the side, marked it on his chest.
Just under a little bit of pressure here, the Bombers. Doing a lot of defending, Chew, this quarter, Essendon.
Yeah, time in the front half for the Giants. They've turned it around 66% this second term.
Can they get it down their end of the field? Not a lot of movement for Darcy Parish, so he has to go towards Archie Perkins in a one-on-one on the wing. And Buckley easily gets that ball out of bounds. Halfway through this second term, missed the 1 goal kicked to Callum Ward. And they lead by 13 points, GWS. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravan's tough on and off the field.
Play on.
Draper, good tackle in the ruck. Again, the crowd one holding the ball. Again, the umpire calls play on. Shield. Here he is trying to get involved. Had a good first quarter. Wants the 1-2. Gets it back. Now can face the game. Another poor kick towards half forward gives Harrison Jones no chance. And Taylor was able to get that ball. Handball towards Tom Green and again out of bounds.
Just reshuffled the forward line, have the Bombers. Langford now gone forward from that half-back position, him starting. Obviously with Wiedemann going out of the game with that concussion.
So right on the 50 for the Bombers, the boundary throw-in. Some poor entries hurting them at the moment. They can't score. Ball got out the back of that stoppage and they go again. Canelio sees a short ball. Jesse Hogan went to ground, didn't take it with him. Opportunity comes in for Laverde. Fisted off the pack. Setterfield bobbled around in his hands. Tom Green just put the boot into it. Went to half forward. Bouncing ball. Toby Green tracks it. So too does Kelly, but the ball beats them both out of bounds on the outer side. We'll have a boundary throw in. Halfway through the second quarter, the Giants are 5-4-34. The Bombers are 2-9-21. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Need to hang in here, Essendon. They need to try and just shift this momentum. Draper slaps it forward, but Tom Green again with another ground ball and another clearance for the Giants. And that's a good kick from Callaghan. Inboard to Ash. Now it opens up the ground. Whitfield, a bullet to Lloyd. Point of the square, half forward. A lot of numbers inside forward 50. Hogan wants it short in the pocket. So does Flynn. Instead, he's going to drive it to the top of the square. The big boys are all going to fly. Draper, he dropped the mark, and Toby Green lurking. Just like Dale Thomas told us he would do. He stayed down. And when Draper let it drop, he pounced. We're just going to have a score review. Let's take a listen.
I believe it's a goal. We just think it came off the GWS player's boot last and it wasn't touched.
Sure.
Just want to check if it came off Toby Green's boot.
Umpire's called the goal.
Which it certainly looked like it did.
It came off the GW player's boot and then it wasn't touched.
That'll be a goal, Daisy.
Certainly will be. Not the flushest contact.
It's enough.
But it will be enough.
That'll be Toby Green's first for the afternoon. He's starting to get dangerous this second quarter, Toby Green. And the Giants will get their 6th of the game. They'll go to 6-4-40. Essendon 2-9-21 out to a game-high 19-point lead. They got their work cut out.
Crafty from Toby Green. He saw all of the Essendon players, every single defender down there flew for that mark. He saw that, recognised it, decided to stay down, ended up being the beneficiary of the hands off the pack. No one was anywhere near him. They all flew. Just ended up getting a little bit on the boot to kick the goal, but smart from Green, but not so smart from the Essendon defenders.
No, Jake Kelly was your man again. He got caught going towards the ball. Toby Green, too smart for that. Saw that he was attracted by the big yellow prune coming in, just went to the front and centre. Too good, too classy.
Just marks retained from kicks going inside the attacking 50 for the Bombers. They're going at 6%. The AFL average is 19. Front half, they're going at 33% by foot, as Kate mentioned earlier.
Tough to play that forward line at the moment. On the back of that Triple M Red Zettel from Ash. It's as good as it gets on a Sunday afternoon, Ash. Good find, that one. So the Bombers get an opportunity through centre field again. This one inside forward 50. Can they retain this? They do. More from luck than anything. Langford read it best, and he'll go from 45.
It's interesting that the last 2 weeks they've started with this bloke down back after his heroics up forward. His ability just to read the ball off hands, off foot, to be in a good position like a good forward. Seems like he's got some real natural forward craft. They seem reluctant at times to do that as a first option. Goes about 70%, I think, in this facet too, so there's a bit more of that craft.
Spot on for Red Zed. Here's Langford. Steps inside the 50. Kick on the way. Looks good. Looks better than good. Looks great. A badly needed goal for the Bombers. They're 3-9-27. The Giants 6-4-40. Back to a 13-point margin.
The decision to move him as well in this stage of the game, even more strange with Wiedemann going down with concussion and then getting subbed out of the game. But looks like he's the man that Brad Scott's going to use as a bit of a swing man in the game when they need to get something back. But like you said, Days, I don't know why they wouldn't just start with him down there and get the ascendancy early.
Well, it was round 2. Wiedemann was out with that injury, that foot injury, so they were forced to hand a little bit. He was so good. Kick 5 on that occasion, was the match winner. And last week we seen him go straight back to half back.
Robbo, Bob Jane team arts, just a recap on Sam Wiedemann.
Yeah, and the doctors do it so well, Joey, as you know. Communication between the two doctors here. Just talking about Wiedemann's update. So they're updating the entire time, especially with concussion. So he's out, and so they had to make the sub with Heppel.
Giants are going to win this centre clearance. Kelly to Tom Green. Goes towards Hogan and Zert Thatcher. Ball bounces at the back. Callum Ward's had a good quarter. Hogan's been lively. Got the handball to Ward. Sweeps it out wide. Here's the young man, Stone, with a high ball. Top of the square. Hogan flies again. Redmond wins out. And then Merritt will clear the congestion, but it might come back in. Tom Green had to stand under with courage. Phyllis Baird down on him. Setterfield. Merritt. And now with Stringer, who tries to kick a barrel, but it might work. Menzies takes the mark.
It did work. Lux a fortune. Now Menzies chips the ball. Langford leads up. Fisted away from him. Couldn't mark it. Whitfield tackled to the ground. Ball's the call, and the umpire said yes. Menzies followed up his work. So he's on the point of the square. Stringer wanted the handball receive. Lead's going everywhere, so he's got some options. He's going to look for Phillips. One-on-one in the goal square. The big boy can't mark it. Iden was there. Stringer off hands, couldn't take it with him. Durham, really good handball. Menzies again, third disposal in the passage, but only as far as Callaghan in the pocket. He sat underneath it and marked it.
Deep in the back pocket, a few sore boys for the Giants, the defenders. Trying to get themselves organised. So Callaghan kicks it as long and as far as he can. Draper again flies in that contest. Couldn't take the mark. Harry Himmelberg stayed down. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire let them play again. Essendon fans starting to get dirty. And now the Orange Tsunami can start to run. Stone, good handball. Daniels, clever kick. Hogan, if it sits, he can sit up. It didn't. It rolled under his legs. And it worked out for Ridley. And they get out of jail again. And so often they wax Redmond and Ridley. And they do it again. Back to Ridley from Redmond. Now outside the defensive 50. Langford up the ground. Just kicks blindly towards Death Metal Man, Big Phillips. He's looked all right as a forward, taking some good marks. He sees a 3v3. In fact, Draper's now on his own inside 50, but he tries to kick a low ball, and gee, none of the other Bombers midfielders could hit a target, and it's Big Phillips, the flip man, who hits the target inside 50. That's Harrison Jones. And he'll have to kick this every bit of 53 metres on a 45-degree angle.
The good thing about Phillips is he is big, but he demands the football. He'll come at you. He has the arms up, so it's a big target. Just really attracts your eyes, the ball carrier going inside forward 50 or just outside, and he does actually kick it pretty well for a big man.
Might be his first kick for the game, is it, Harry Jones? Stu?
Yeah, spot on, Joey.
He's been pretty quiet. And a quiet start to the season. Can he let this fly from 50? He does, but it fades left to right. Got the distance, no worries. Through for another behind for the Bombers. 3:10:28. GWS 6-4-40, 12-point margin, 5 minutes left in this opening half.
Well, big Andrew Phillips, Daisy's told us he loves a bit of death metal, and if you're wondering what death metal is, here it is, Leroy. And on cue, big death metal man takes the mark.
And inspired him.
He heard the Triple M.
Was that the Garden of Despair? I think it was.
That was the Garden of Disdain, I think. So he goes back inside forward 50. Draper! Well, the two big boys combine. And now Draper from 20 out directly in front. Hopefully it's his foot.
Looks like he's shaping to go around the body here.
He is.
Or is this just part of the walk back? We'll have a look. No, he is going back now to kick a drop punt, which is good to see. But the big boys have been good in the absence of Wiedemann. Provided a real presence up there, some headaches for the Giants. Providing some real targets, coming up the footy and taking a couple of nice clunks each.
Great timing for the Garden of Disdain to come on. Phillips was up and about. Passed it to his fellow big man. And Draper, they badly need this. Draper, right foot. Missed. Through for one behind. Now it's an 11-point margin. 6-4-40. The Bombers are 3-11-29.
Brad Scott just thinking about what he's going to try and do. 3:57 left. That's right, Brandy. We're just trying to still work out whether the 50-metre penalty against Callum Ward or whether you're allowed to slap the ball out before he handballs. We're just still not sure about some of these rules. As Phillips did well again, brought the ball to ground. Here's Heppel, the sub, now getting some minutes. Goes towards Stringer, who flies against the couple. Couldn't take the mark. Jai Menzies lurking. Handballs to Archie Perkins. Harry Jones goes in again, this desperate Giants defence. They're unheralded names, but they do such a good job. And then the handball from Whitfield. Miss Connor Stone goes out of bounds. Two-man.
Last 10 minutes, Bombers, their pressure at 2:13 and time in the front half going at just under 70%.
Harvey Norman replayed. Big fly from Stringer. Didn't get within 10 metres of the football, though. But it was
a good fly.
Good theatrics. So back inside forward 50. Davey, the smallest man there, was the flyer. Again at ground level, Whitfield. Shoveled the ball forward. Davey tracked it. He's just on the point of the square. Taken off the football. Buckley laid a tackle on McGrath. And the umpire's balling it up. So the Bombers fans are starting to get a little bit tense. They trail by 11 points. They kicked 3 goals, 11 so far this afternoon. And now they get out the back again, the Giants. Forward of the stoppage, here goes Ward, long ball, Riccardi to target, can't mark it at ground level, opportunity for Daniels, he's the first one there, paddles to himself, Kennedy runs the arc, chips the ball back, looking for Ward who kept running and he marks it right on 50. He's a big kick, Ward, he'll back himself in from here. He's read a fair way, but can he go back and kick a big bomb to put them 15 points in front? So Ward looks around, looking for the pass, and eventually decides there's probably none. So he runs the arc from 60. Doesn't get a really good piece of it, so it's going to land in the field of play. Out the back, and we'll have a rush behind for the Giants, and they go back to a 12-point lead. 41 plays, 29. Titanium Caravan scoreboard tough on and off the field.
Look dangerous when the ball goes on the ground inside 50. The Giants have had a few opportunities this quarter, going to the pack and then bringing it to ground.
Outside 5.
Short to Merritt. In the back pocket for the Bombers. No one on the mark, so he runs and then tries to create a kick into the corridor. I don't think it was meant for Elwyn Davey, but it worked. And then he follows up Merritt. He'll get it back. Just behind the centre circle there. Puts it out in front of Stringer. Says, go get that. He did, but so did the young man defending. That was guys are coming. And then follows up, wins the ball back. And now they've got numbers in the middle of the Giants. There's a 3, 4, 5 on 1. Daniels. Handballs. Ward's had a big quarter. Here's Canilio. Himmelberg's made space. Good pressure from Elwyn Davey. Probably saved the day. And now the Bombers might be able to go on the counter-attack.
They will. Centre field into the middle. Can they move and go now? Perkins. His handball was the strangest handball I've ever seen. But then he went back and he won it. Perkins. Right foot ball. The Bombers are lining up inside forward 50. And Jones takes the mark.
Menzies still on in the pocket here, unopposed.
He sees him and goes to him. Menzies marks it in the pocket, 20 out. An acute angle, Daisy.
It is. Harrison Jones, not the greatest exponent of the set shot drop punt. So Menzies now gets a chance to go around on the left.
Good work by young Davey at half forward, or at half back.
1 more metre.
Turn the footy over with the good tackle. And now Menzies is the recipient of that. He's going to run around on the left. Here he goes. Doesn't bring it back far enough. Gets the belly of the footy. And he's lucky to score. Scraped in for a behind. Brad Scott can't believe it. He looks flummoxed.
3-12 now for the Bombers. Horrible in front of goal.
Chairman, how many games of footy you reckon you've seen live? Just give us a ballpark number.
Jeez, it'll be over 1,000.
Over
1,500.
What do you reckon this first half sits in those 1,000 for Red Z Lending?
It rank in the bottom 3.7%. No offence to GWS and Essendon supporters and our listeners.
No, it's been an average game. And that kick into the corridor, well done by Setterfield to almost pick it off. Essendon win the ball back. They might get one late in the quarter. Stringer, Menzies, Connor Iden again. Love how he scraps the young man. He was out of position. He got his body and got it out of bounds.
He did really well to rush that from where he was on the field too. He was well outside the 9 metre zone and then just used all his body to just slap the ball over for a behind. Well done, Connor Iden.
We've got about 12 seconds left before half-time. Jay-Z is going to come back in at half-time. He's got massive breaking injury news out of the Tigers. So he's demanded some Jay-Z time, but it is big news that involves the Richmond Football Club. And it's a 10-point lead at half-time. The Giants are 6-5-41. The Bombers 3-13-31. So we'll be back after half-time. Jay-Z with big news right after the break for McDonald's Remote Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
What is on the radio?
Max, go on. Remember I said Collingwood would win the flag.
Win the flag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe I said that to Pendles.
Yeah, Max is here.
Melbourne will win the flag. I said to Pendles that Collingwood would win the flag.
Thank you.
But when Max is here, I say Melbourne's going to win the flag.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Dulux Trade is now open for trade painters at Melton Gateway Shopping Centre. Join our celebrations for free brekkie packs, giveaways and 20% off selected accessories till April 14. Dulux Trade. Trade made easy in Melton.
McDelivery has arrived on the My Macca's app. For a limited time, grab a free medium Big Mac meal when you spend $30 or more on your first McDelivery order via the app. Value means more at Macca's. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. T's and C's applies. See an app for details.
For serious jobs requiring serious grunt, rip it up with Seriously Still Pro Value. Like the MS500i with free Pro Chainsaw Kit. $200 of serious value. Still chainsaw carry cases free with selected models. Another $100 of serious value. And the BG56 petrol blower, a serious $50 saving. Seriously Still Pro Value. Still only from Still dealers. T's and C's apply. See website.
Fran's feeling pretty confident. She's just searched by salary on Seek and found another mouth-watering job just right for her. She's so confident. She's brave enough to say,
Not your best.
about Nonna's famous rigatoni.
Oddio, una maledizione su di te, anche il tuo cane.
It's hard not to feel this confident when you can find the right jobs for you. Every single time. Tap the Seek app today.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together. Losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Harvey Norman's Super Easter Sale. On now. Purchase a selected queen size mattress or bed frame and for $1 more, upgrade to a king size. Amazing price on the Rowan Wicker outdoor lounge setting, consisting of a 3-seater sofa, 2 armchairs and a coffee table. Now only $1,299. Up to 20% off carpet and flooring. Hurry, must end Monday. Don't miss out. More deals in store and online. Harvey Norman's Super Easter Sale. On now.
The spirit of the Anzacs lives on in all of us. Show yours with pride this Anzac Appeal Round. Join us this Anzac Day Eve at the MCG as Melbourne take on Richmond from 7:20pm Monday, April 24. Be there for a moving pre-game ceremony as we honour our past and current serving members of the Defence Force. Stand tall, stand proud and stand together. This is us. Get your 2023 Toyota AFL Premiership season tickets from tickets.afl.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. For expert advice and a job done right first time.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Half-time at Marvel Stadium. Not the most attractive first half of footy we've ever witnessed, but there is certainly a game still up for grabs. It's the Giants, 6-5-41, leading Essendon 3-13-31. Jake Stringer, Nick Martin and Kyle Langford, the goal scorers for the Bombers. Josh Kelly, Daniels, Canelio, Ward, Green and Himmelberg, the goal scorers for the GWS Giants, who take a 10-point lead into this break. Of course, this is the halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. For expert advice and a job done right the first time. Before we get the thoughts of Dale Thomas, Ash Stewart, what are some of the numbers telling us about this pretty average first half of footy?
Look at Essendon, they're leading the inside 50s, 28-25, contested ball +6, clearances at +2. But if you look at their front half of the ground, their kicking efficiency, one stage they were going at 33%, look, shifted to 43%. And the marks retained from those kicks inside 50 up until about the 15-minute mark in the second quarter. They're only going at 6%. AFL average is 19%, but that shifted as well. They're currently going at 19%, right on the AFL average. But the set shots as well, 1 goal, 5 for the Bombers. So it's inaccuracy that's also killing them. But individually, Joey, Josh Kelly, champion data have him as the number 1 ranked player on the ground, 16 disposals, 88% efficiency and 1 major. Tom Green, 17. A little bit quiet in that second term with just the 4 touches. Whitfield also with 17. And Daniels, 14 possessions, 5 score involvements, 1 goal, 1 for the Bombers. Parrish leads away with 15, along with Merritt with 15 and 5 clearances. And Dylan Shield, 12. A little bit quieter in that second term with just the 3 touches.
And choice hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed. So when you book direct at choicehotels.com, go ahead, book it. Where are we after this?
Optus Stadium, Joey. West Coast taking on the Demons, 5:20 start.
Well, before we get the thoughts of Dale Thomas on this first half, we have had to get Jay Clark from the Herald Sun, Jay-Z, and our very own here at the Sunday Triple M, because there is big news coming out of Richmond. Jay-Z, you flagged this in the Sunday Rub earlier today, but what is the latest on their superstar full forward?
Yeah, Joey, thanks for having me. Certainly massive news out of Punt Road this afternoon with Richmond's superstar full forward and their 2022 Best and Fairest winner, Tom Lynch, set for surgery on his right foot. So scans have diagnosed a fractured right foot, which is huge news. They haven't set a timeline on his recovery just yet, Tigers, but you can expect this to be months out, around 2 months out at least. So Jack Rewald, who was rested for yesterday's loss to the Western Bulldogs, you'd expect him, the premiership goal kicker, to come in to replace Lynch. But this is just a huge blow for a club which faces a massive fortnight, Joey. I think they've got Sydney and Melbourne in the next 2. They got 1 win and a draw from their first 4 games. So Lynch, I mean, credit to him for bravely battling on yesterday. Clearly he had a very sore foot. It is fractured, set for surgery. He was hampered by a foot problem over summer. That was a separate issue. So a new setback for Tom Lynch, and I think this could have ramifications for their finals prospects, Joey. I mean, the Tigers without Tom Lynch, you think September is going to be pretty tricky from here.
That's a good point, Jay-Z. Hey, just on a side note then, does that mean if he goes to the tribunal for his bump, do they even bother challenging it, Richmond? Is there something in that, or do they just accept whatever they get given?
I think that's what I almost accept. I mean, as we spoke about before, he's set for probably a 3-match suspension. I expect him to be referred straight to the tribunal for his bump on Alex Keith. Expected to be graded as careless conduct, a high impact, of course, and severe impact. So that's a 3-match suspension at the tribunal. And as you say, well, why even bother fighting it if you sit for 2 months on the sidelines? Really, it's irrelevant now. So that what was going to be a huge story in that regard largely becomes irrelevant due to the injury.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for your time, Jay-Z. You did break that earlier today on the Sunday Wrap. Hey, when you are in your car, just take a listen. Keep listening for the Amy Halftime Clanger, because once again, you're very good at the Amy Clangers. I think you might feature, but we appreciate your time. Daisy, before we talk about this game, what are your thoughts about Richmond now with Tom Lynch going in for surgery?
No, it's going to make it really hard, although he hasn't had the greatest start to the season in terms of large scoreboard ability to hit it in that sense of kicking goals. He is still the number one forward up there. We've seen Jack Riewoldt be rested. So now it's all going to fall back onto him. He's obviously an ageing player, so it's going to have huge ramifications for how they structure up. They've struggled to kick scores at times as well. We saw against the Collingwood Footy Club when they only kicked a goal in the first half, I think it was, or a couple of goals. So their ability to hit the scoreboard's been tough. This is going to make it a lot tougher, and we do wish Tom Lynch all the very best as well with his recovery in what is obviously not ideal circumstances.
Yeah, certainly well said. Hey, just a quick word on this first half.
It hasn't been the best half of footy in terms of skill, but the contest has been pretty good. Essendon in that first term were pretty tough in and around the footy. Their contested ball was really good. The GWS Giants needed to respond, and they did. So if the Giants continue to play this way in and around, they're getting some really good looks going forward, as are the Bombers. It's just inaccuracy that is hurting them going forward and finishing off their good work. So they're certainly in this game, obviously a 10-point margin, but they've had the 16 scoring shots of those 31 points.
Jay-Z Clark not with us, but we never forget his influence. Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does, and here's how we called it.
Choice hotels around the grounds?
Yes, it is. I'm having a look at the replay of the Adelaide Fremantle game, and they're up by 6 points at this stage. So
just a score.
We'll get
the score will be great. 6-point lead over there.
Today, where it's
I got you, didn't I?
Yeah, good one, man.
I'm not sure about that, Daisy. I reckon Brownie thought there was a game going on, just peeping over his head, and he tried to stitch up Jay-Z, but...
You could just hear the pause there where Brownie said, just a score, please, and then realised that it was the replay.
Yes, that was. Say, we'll get to Kate McCarthy and Nathan Brown after the break. They will give us their thoughts on the weekend so far. Another wonderful weekend of footy and still a couple more games to come. But for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. It's now time for a news update with Big Bad Matty Leighton.
Thanks, guys. The Prime Minister doesn't believe the opposition has acted in good faith over the setup of an Indigenous voice to Parliament. The Liberals are concerned about the wording, which would grant the advisory body power to counsel executive government. Anthony Albanese has told Sky News Peter Dutton settled on his no stance during the Aston by-election fallout.
Now, that's a decision that he made, not in consultation with Indigenous leaders or the referendum working group or myself or the parliamentary committee. And that stands in contradiction for what he said, which was that he would participate in good faith.
A by-election for former Prime Minister Scott Morrison's seat could be called within months. There is growing speculation the member for Cook may resign as soon as after the May budget. And a tropical low is continuing to track towards the far northwestern Australia coast. A blue alert has been issued for people in or between Columbaroo to Mitchell Plateau. It's expected to intensify into a tropical cyclone later today.
Harris Scarf's 5-day sale ends tomorrow with 60% off dinner sets, 50% off cookware, quilts, pillows and blankets, 40% off bras and more. Great brands, great prices.
At halftime, it's 14 degrees this Easter Sunday afternoon at Marvel Stadium. It's the Giants by 10 points over the Bombers as Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
When you listen to Triple M Footy in 2023, wherever your seat is won't matter.
Look at them rise to their feet!
Because we'll bring you the moments that will get you out of it.
65-metre ball from Ryan. Spun around, sold some candy.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 2 for Geelong and Hawthorn.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Score an adventure at Bottle Mart.
Babe, we never do anything fun anymore.
Adventure, you say? If you purchase Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 700ml for $49.99 or Jack Daniel's and Cola 4.8% 10-pack for $47.99, we can win a trip to Las Vegas for the Formula One.
Fast cars, fine dining and fun. I'm on my way there now.
Oh, wait, can you also pick up a 24-pack of Carlton Dry for $47.99?
Let me guess, the boys are adventuring over here tomorrow?
Adventure!
Bye, babe. Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottomart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Are you a solar installer or work for a solar business? Would you like to capitalise on your existing customer base and get new qualified leads? Turn a 2-day install into 3 hours by retrofitting an Australian-made fully integrated battery storage system. Do up to 4 times as many installs in a week, making you more money. Clean Energy Council approved, highest quality Australian-made battery storage systems with a massive 10-year warranty. Visit redearth.energy today and join our network of over 1,000 solar installers already part of the clean energy revolution.
Hi, I'm Anthony Matafari from Car Sales. You might not know me, but you might know who this is.
Hi, I'm Wendell Saylor.
In this new podcast, in partnership with Car Sales, I'm going to be heading out for a drive with a bunch of well-known Australians in their cars for a behind-the-scenes chat about how they got to where they are today.
When the Sale family goes on a road trip, let's just say there's a lot of snacks to be consumed.
Search Along for the Ride where you get your podcast and download the Listener app now to listen for free.
Listener.
At Harvey Norman, get 60 months interest-free, no deposit finance from Latitude Financial Services and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. That's a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend on interest-free purchases. Shop our huge range. Everything you need for your home and lifestyle with 60 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest with 60 monthly repayments. And receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. T's and C's, fees, charges and product exclusions apply. Participating Latitude credit cards only. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance amount $1,000.
Easter Monday on 9. The best Lego builders are back.
Welcome to Lego Masters Grandmasters.
Over 3 grand nights, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday.
This is pretty wild.
The greatest creations at an all-out battle.
These dirty copiers.
For Grandmaster glory.
You got brand tingles? I've got brand tingles.
New Grandmasters starts Easter Monday, 7:30 on 9 and 9 now.
Score an adventure at Bottlemart.
Babe, we never do anything fun anymore.
Adventure, you say? If you purchase Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 700ml for $49.99 or Jack Daniel's and Cola 4.8% 10-pack for $47.99, we can win a trip to Las Vegas for the Formula One.
Fast cars, fine dining and fun. I'm on my way there now.
Oh, wait, can you also pick up a 24-pack of Carlton Dry for $47.99?
Let me guess, the boys are adventuring over here tomorrow?
Adventure!
Bye, babe. Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottomart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
This is the halftime break for Light at 10. Halftime 3-13, the Bombers are 31. The Giants 6-5-41, a 10-point margin. The Bombers have been very inaccurate. It's been very costly for them. Had the best of those chances, but haven't been able to put the score on the board. I've got Kate McCarthy with me. And Kate, there's another game straight after this one. The West Coast Eagles up against Melbourne now. Melbourne are flying at the moment. They were so good against Sydney last week. The West Coast Eagles, so many injuries. It's hard to see how West Coast even get anywhere near the Demons in this game.
Yeah, they're completely depleted, aren't they? I think 7 injuries from the last game, and not just short-term injuries either. They've lost Jamie Cripps for pretty much the whole season, I think, with that ankle break. A couple of really high-grade hammies out for 6 to 8 weeks. It's going to be such a tough task for them. It kind of takes you back to last year, the start of last year, where they had 8 or 9 changes from round 1 to round 2 due to COVID and injuries, but this is all just due to injuries, and I can't see them running with Melbourne, who are running hot at the moment.
A lot of them were collision injuries too, so very sickening, and you sit there and you go, wow, I hope that player's all right, but then you feel that the club as a whole and the fitness coach would be there going, why can't I get my players on the park?
Yeah, it's tough for them as well, and I think the two soft tissues with the hammies will be the ones that they're, I think, most disappointed in. They're usually the ones that are a little bit more manageable. Obviously, the collision injuries, they're unavoidable with football and the way that things happen, but soft tissue usually comes down to load or the way that they've prepared and trained during the week or during the preseason and how they've managed the players' load. So those 2 high-grade hammies will be really disappointing for the strength and conditioning staff at the Eagles.
Hawthorn Geelong on Easter Monday, it's always been a big clash for different reasons this year, because the Geelong are started 0-3. The Hawks are battling, as we know. But do you still think Geelong can play finals?
I think it's obviously tough for them starting from 0-3, but yes, I definitely think they can still play finals. They're going to have to work pretty hard now, having started 0-3, but I think they're probably just a few weeks behind where they probably should be at this stage, and a little bit of premiership hangover, but also they've had key players that have missed a fair chunk of pre-season. You can tell Tomahawk's a little bit underdone at the moment, but Jeremy Cameron, he's flying high. He's trying to put the whole team on his back at the moment, but I think they've obviously got a system that works. We saw that last year, how competitive and how great they can play. It'll just be whether or not they can put that together a little bit sooner than they probably hoped.
If you had to pick one highlight from this round so far, and there's been some great games, some great highlights, what's been your one highlight of round 4 so far?
Probably say last night, that game, Port Adelaide and Sydney, was a fantastic game, a really good, hard contest. Went back and forth a number of times, lead changes in the fourth quarter, really close to the siren, and then just the highs and lows looking at that last kick. You had Ollie Florent thinking that he'd kicked it, starting to celebrate as the ball was sailing through the goals. It didn't end up making it. And then Alir, his presence of mind just really played out past the final siren and was smart enough to get a touch on the line. And I think a lot of Sydney Swans players, if they had that moment again, they would probably play it a little bit differently.
It was a highlight. One thing that disappointed me was Thursday night, and Nick Dacos, playing his second season, had a great year already. He had 38 touches or whatever the other night, kicked 2 goals, missed a couple of easy ones, but I was just scrolling through social media after the game, and all anyone wanted to talk about was the fumble he had in the middle of the ground, and most of these players are people that probably never been on a football field yet, questioning Nick Dacos when we should be celebrating what he did, not picking on one small thing which is so insignificant in the game.
We have such a tall poppy syndrome here in Australia. As soon as someone's flying high and starting to do well, we all seem to want to pull them down and bring them back to however we want to make them feel. But he is absolutely killing it at the moment. He'd be leading the Brownlow. He's flying high in his second season, yet there's people that want to bring him down and say that mistake was one that he shouldn't have made. And you look at the ground, the game of football is just mistake after mistake, really, and it's who recovers the best from those mistakes. So, yeah, a pretty disappointing one. I agree with you, Brownie.
Bob Jane Team Arts.
Yeah, Wiedemann down here, Sam. So he's sitting next to the doctor, so that's good news for the Bombers. He's up and about and didn't have to go to scans with hospital and all that sort of stuff. So Wiedemann sitting down here on the back porch.
Righto, let's hope for a big second half here. Some better footy and a game to be won for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy and the Bombers. They'll win the first centre clearance. Draper grabbed it out of the ruck. Parrish and Merritt whacks as they always do. Merritt's kick into the pocket inside 50. Big pack of players punched out of bounds.
Sam, Matt.
Hey tradies, Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business. Beacon's got a huge range of lighting products, electrical, plus the best services from expert trade teams in over 120 stores to make every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Stoppage inside 50. Shield just gets a little boot the ball. Parrish, he also got a little boot the ball. McGrath's handball gets it back. Now with Merritt. Good tackle, Stone. Turnover. Ash, handball. Good forward pressure from the Bombers, although Canelio throws it on the boot, but they're queuing up at half-back, the Bombers. And Redmond takes the mark just back in the centre circle.
Redmond's got players on left and right. He elects to run around the man on the mark, which is Toby Green, and chips one towards half-forward. It's a nice ball to Perkins. Perkins now sets himself to the top of the square, looking for Phillips. He'll run and jump at it. Can't mark it. Off hands, ground level, opportunity, left foot out of the pack. That's going to be a goal to Merritt. Good start to the Bombers, exactly what they needed. They were 3-13 at half-time, but they kicked the first one of the second half, and they get the 4 points, 37 plays 41, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just something from nothing there, a long high ball in. Phillips was your man who provided the contest, off hands, Merritt across the body. Just need to be a little bit careful there, the Bombers. Obviously the big man in Phillips has gone down, but he isn't your traditional hard lead up, so he is going to be down there a lot with the bus stop lead, calling for it long. Just don't need to blaze away to the top of the goal square on every occasion. There was opportunities to lower the eyes going inside forward 50, but the big man attracting all the attention of the kicker going long to the hot spot.
Having a good game, Zachy Merritt, two-man.
17 disposals, 5 clearances and a major.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. Back in the middle, Draper just starting to have an influence on this one. Beautiful palm down. Shield, Merritt with a clever kick back to Draper, who continued to run on, takes the mark centre half forward, then sends a high ball up to Big Phillips and says, go get it, the big fella. He flew, he tried, now at ground level, they're lurking. Menzies has a couple of cracks at it. Couldn't quite get it through the big sticks, but they're pressing. Good start to this third quarter for Essendon. 4:14:38. The Giants 6-5-41. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Robbo, Bob Jones, team Arts.
Elwyn Davey and Payne Brandy down here bought himself off. It's the right wing, trying to get it above his head, so they're trying to rotate it, but in a bit of pain.
So the Giants have got the ball towards centre wing. Zerk Thatcher flew high, fisted the ball down at ground level, and getting it across the boundary line was Stone. Bob Jane Team Arts. Robbo's been great. Buy 3 get 1 free deals plus instant cashback. Call. Order online today. T's and C's apply. So boundary throw in. Pretty much centre wing. Draper works his way to the front of that one. Toby Green up on ball. Handball's back. Callaghan to Green. Callaghan gets it back. Wants his left foot. Steps around now. The handballs to Cornelio. Goes back to Ash. Ash chips the ball into the middle. Haynes waits for it. Did okay. Langford came late.
He's looking for some runners. Couldn't give it off, and Essendon get numbers back now. All 36 players in one half of the field here. So Haynes goes lateral to Buckley, and now to Josh Kelly. Been one of the best on the ground in the first half, Josh Kelly. Sees Draper in the hole, and also Durham on the wing. So he just kicks it straight towards Draper, and the big man, well, in the end he spoiled his own man Redmond, and then Toby Green buckled at the knees and raised the arm, and still got awarded the free kick. And he'll go back and have a shot for goal 45 metres out.
Want to have a look at this one on the Harvey Norman. The two Essendon players there, Joey, and I think Green was good enough just to swat at it. He was. And there's the one they promised us they weren't going to pay that free kick for dropping at the knees and causing the contact, but they both fell for it, the umpires.
Harvey Norman Super Easter sale on now. Shop store wide. 5 deals, hurry. Ends tomorrow, Monday. There's Toby Green from the 50-metre logo. He kicked one in the second quarter. It always started right. Through from behind. 6-6-42. Essendon 4-14-38. 4-point margin. Early stages, third quarter.
Looks like they've changed up that matchup as well on Toby Green. Redmond looks like he's running with him now.
When he misses Toby Green, more often than not, Ash, he misses to the right for Triple M Red Z Lending.
Is that right?
Certainly is. Doesn't often hook the ball. The mark, and well taken by Taylor.
Play on.
It's a call to play on now. He gives it to Cumming. Inside 50. Looking for the Flyers. Thatcher was one of those, and the ball get out the back. Himmelberg can't keep it in. He'll have the throw in. Forward pocket for the Giants. The Bombers got the first one through Merritt. The lead's only 4 points now. 42 plays 38.
Hogan will do the ruck work against Draper. Toby Green's lurking. So's Tom Green, who's so good in this situation. Just got stripped as he tried to get boot the ball. Shield. Handballs to space. Callaghan's had a nice game. First on it. Got it to Cornelio. Twists and turns and spins and weaves. Just inside the boundary line. 40 out. Kicks to the top of the square. Well done, Laverde. Stood tall. Took the intercept mark. And the Bombers will try and get it out of their back pocket. He's going to kick it towards Langford, who's now going to play as a forward in this half with Wiedemann off with concussion, subbed out. Toby Green again, starting to have some real influence. Tap down. This man's had influence all game, Josh Kelly. But for him, sprays that out of bounds on the full, normally a bit better. And we'll go down to Robbo, Bob Jane team up.
Elwyn Davey into the rooms, doctor and physio medical kit. I reckon they're going to strap this. He hyperextended his right shoulder, having trouble rotating it, so strapping for that young man for sure.
So Darcy Parish looked to the wing and he saw Redmond, couldn't get it to him, so Redmond pointed to a couple of other Bombers who were in the defensive 50, and now they move it towards that man, and Martin, that's a good kick to Perkins on centre wing, and they build from here, the Bombers. Shields the runner, steps inside, gets around one, got a handball on the outside to Heppel. Heppel's on his left foot, inside forward 50 now. Draper's back there. Can he mark it? He's out the back. Quickly by Durham. Durham handball. Langford under pressure. Tackled. Ash got him. Opportunity still for Merritt. Now comes back to Heppel. Heppel's handball. Knocked down. Got it back. Forward. Mucking around with it. Martin back to Shield. They've worked their way outside forward 50. Shield dumps one back in. Martin can't mark it. Opportunity again for Langford. Langford turned around. Clean it up. And it's out for a behind through Stringer. And the margin now 3 points. 4-15 the Bombers. 39. 6-6-42.
Good brave kick from Nick Martin to come back into the middle. Probably could have created a better opportunity had they rolled and gone from that kick, but took a little bit too long to get it inside 50.
Jake Stringer's afternoon, Chew.
1 goal, 4, Joey, along with his 8 touches.
He's had some looks. They haven't been the easiest. Had a lot of snaps, but he normally takes those opportunities of the match winner. They're going to need more from him. This kick towards the wing. Big pack of players. Heppel getting involved. Good handball to Parrish, who's got a good look at it. Again, just kicks it towards Stringer. Got a couple to beat. Oh, Harry Jones. It was a great front and square, but then went without the footy.
High contact. Giant.
He left it behind. He's had one of those afternoons, Harry Jones, and then gave away the free kick for a high tackle.
Again, just happy to kick it long to a contest. So you'd be happy if you are the GWS defence there that all you got to do is just break even in those one-on-ones. Nobody threatening up on the lead.
What are the free kick numbers, Ash?
We've only had 6 free kicks for the entire game. The AFL average is 40.
Oh, the purists will be loving that.
And 2 of those have come in the last 5 minutes. One to Toby Green and one in the back pocket. Draper took a big mark. Zirk Thatcher runs around the back. He'll kick it from the logo. Smothered off the boot. Toby Green did well. Opportunity now. Kennedy. His handball wasn't great though. Set a task here for Riccardi. Riccardi couldn't get the ball free. Ridley chips a little left footer near the boundary and coming in Kelly. Tell you what, Toby Green turned that footy over and then bolted towards half forward, but they just couldn't get it to him. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Not sure if you're a ruckman, you handball to a full back running around the back and then have that smothered, and it almost cost them a goal. So again, a real arm wrestle this third quarter. Who can get the ascendancy? Tom Green and Setterfield. It's been a match-up. Tom Green just handballs it forward, but McGrath pounces on it. Gets it to Caldwell. That's a better kick. Lower the eyes. Found Harry Jones. 48 metres out, almost straight in front. He doesn't want to go for goal. Instead, he wants to go into the pocket. A couple of bombers there. Phillips again. Langford lays the tackle. Ball still alive. Menzie. Durham tries to tap it into the path of Stringer. Taylor for the Giants just throws it on the boot. Hogan at centre-half back, second bite. That was an important mark. And they can be out here. Brent Daniels is in an acre of space on the wing. And he sees him, Hogan. Gets it to him, looks up, it's a 2v2 inside 50. Can he get it all the way to the back to Riccardi? He did, should have been front on contact. Umpire said no. Well done, Bombers. And Redmond and Ridley whacks again.
Should have marked that Riccardi. Wasn't good enough. It was set up for him. Opportunity now for the Bombers. Advantage. Toby Green will take the advantage. He's run down. Kelly picks it up. The game's gone up a notch. Here's McGrath. Now the Bombers got some space. Jones marks it at half back. Wants to move it quickly. Dylan Shield runs towards half forward. He looks to go to Shield now. Callahan didn't know it was coming. And then Shield run away. Callahan nearly got him. Now they miss again. Continue to miss. Caldwell. That's shot number 4 for him. 1 out of bounds on the full and 2 behinds here.
3 behind.
3
1 out
behind.
the full. Spot on.
Well, still a lot of errors in this game. A lot of mistakes. Can someone take this game by the scruff of the neck? It's there to be won. Who wants it? Canelio retreats about 20 metres to maintain possession. Handballs now. Tom Green. Hogan in a one-on-one. Well done. Too strong for Laverde. Has Callum Ward inboard. Young Harry Rouston trying to make space. Toby Green offers a lead. Instead he goes short to Callahan. His numbers. Red Z lending. Finn Callahan.
16 touches.
And good on this wing. Josh Kelly's just come off the bench. So he runs past, gets a handball receive. Kicks a low flat ball looking for Riccardi, but Ridley in the box seat. Took the intercept mark. Gets to Nick Martin. 30 out from their own goal. And again, they're going to have to try and go the length of the field, the Bombers. They trail by 2 points, 40-42. Midway through this third quarter. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Durham in the back pocket. Only 1 goal scored in this quarter. That was to Merritt. It was early, so a fair amount of time without a goal scored. The Giants on centre wing will mark through Buckley. He's been pretty good today, Buckley. Was off with his injury concerns and checked out by the doctor for concussion earlier on in the game, but that's a poor kick. Straight back to the Bombers, and Parrish marks it comfortably at half-back. Umpire calls him to play on, so Parrish does just that. Looks towards half-forward. Jones is the target. Got at the back. He couldn't mark it. Working their way through are the Bombers. Buckley under pressure. There's Struven there. Delvy's one of them. Davey chips it over the top. Well done. And he got it to Jake Stringer. 5 metres out from goal, and he should kick. So Stringer, 1 goal, 4. You said before, Ash.
Spot on, Brownie.
be able to kick this and put the Bombers back in front for the first time in a while.
Play on.
Jake Stringer for number 2, and he gets it. So the Bombers go to 5-16. 46. The Giants are 6-6-42. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, just some really good reward for effort there from the Bombers. They've been scrapping, they've been fighting hard. The ball was just bouncing in between the 250-metre arcs. On that occasion, it was the class that you look for in these scrappy games. Alwyn Davey Jr. oozes that, his ability to pick the ball up clean, not blaze away when many have before him. He was good enough to pick out Jakey Stringer unopposed at the top of the square. And Stringer, he hasn't had the biggest of afternoons, but he certainly had a few looks at it. Good to see him find his way on the scoreboard for his second goal.
And some good pressure from Jai Cordwell to force that ball to come loose from the Giants defender. Could have easily tucked that under. It would have been holding the ball. So really good work from him to generate that ball come loose.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Dale Thomas, Kate McCarthy in the back row. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. First lead since late in the first quarter for the Bombers. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Giants win this centre clearance. Ash pops it over to Rouston. We've got the overlap on this near side. One of them's Connor Stone. He can take the mark and go. He's 55 out. He's got a good look at it. Can he find a mark inside 50? He goes to Callum Ward. Not sure it was the intended kick, but Callum Ward read it well off the boot, and he takes the mark 30 metres out at a 45-degree angle.
I thought he absolutely gassed that. He ran shoulders out. He had Jesse Hogan presenting on a 15-metre lead, which would have been the easiest of kicks. He went for a harder option. Ward good enough to react and take the diving slips catch.
Already kicked one goal in the second quarter. Callum Ward playing predominantly as a half forward now for the Giants. Normally a pretty good set shot. And then he gets that one, and they get the response. Their first goal of the third quarter. Callum Ward's got 2, and the Giants regain the lead. They go to 7-6-48, Essendon 5-16-46. The Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Yeah, having a look at the Harvey Norman replay, that was easily the hardest option for Connor Stone. I don't think he even hit it well, but Callum Ward really quickly to react and was the first to move, as a good forward is, and ended up taking, as you said, Taze, the slips catch, but it was a really professional finish from him. He's had a good afternoon out, Callum Ward. Been everywhere around the ground. 13 disposals, 2 goals as well. Good performance from him so far.
How many lead changes, Ash?
6 lead changes for Red Z.
So it's a 2-point margin now to the Giants. Breaks a string of 3 goals for the Bombers. Merritt received it from Parrish. Darts a left foot ball down towards half forward. Haynes was the first one there, but he overran it. Allowed the Bombers in. Martin from 55. Kicks it to the top of the square, looking for Langford, but they let it go, and it bounces through. Good work in the goal square. I think it was by Langford to allow that ball to get over the back. And that is 2 for Martin, and the Bombers get back. 52 plays 48.
Well, it was brave from the GWS defender, Nick Haynes, to come off his man, but he just missed an easy, well, it wasn't that easy of a ground ball, but probably one he should have gobbled up. In the end, once it turns over as a defender, very hard to get back in the place, but it was well shepherded over actually by Kyle Langford, just recognised that the ball was going to carry through and just tied up his man, and then it bounced straight through.
So all of a sudden it's going goal for goal here at Marvel. It's starting to come to life this third quarter. And Nick Martin, 17 disposals, 2 goals, continuing on his excellent form from last season. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Draper having a big influence in this third term. Now tries to slap it into the path of Merritt. Ash read it well off half back, under a bit of pressure, lost the handle, then got it back. And now Tom Green, his handball partially smothered. Bombers turn it over, although Merritt went without it. Haynes, Merritt goes back at him. Bombers have lifted their intensity. Here's Perkins, goes inside 50, looking for Langford, over the head. Iden under pressure, Stringer's lurking, got to be careful. Here's Jones, on hands and knees. Can the Bombers get the ball out? Stringer tries to rip it away. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 15 out. Essendon coming here. Crowd know it. They sense that they're coming to life.
Umpire gets in quickly, elevates the ball into the air. Stringer, the ball near the boundary line, and Martin can't keep it in. Boundary throw in.
Just keep your eye on Draper here. 3 or 4 times this afternoon he's tried to do the Tom Hawkins, grab it out of the ruck, lean onto his opponent, grab the ball, have a shot himself.
That opponent that you want him to lean onto is Flynn. He's a big man, and here they go. Draper tried to do what Daisy said, but couldn't quite get a handle on it. He wanted to do it. He did.
It was there
up.
for him, Daisy.
Yeah, landed in his lap, dropped a pud.
20 out directly in front. He does it this time, but smothered off the boot. Flicks it back up. Perkins, standing start, bouncing ball. Through for one behind. 6 goals, 17.53 to 7.6.48. 5-point lead of the Bombers. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Having a big quarter. Some influence to man Sam Draper. A couple of hit-outs in particular.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z, Joey, Sam Draper. Four contested ball, which is the equal most for the Bombers in this quarter, and throw in 5 hit-outs, 3 to advantage.
Kick long down the line. Laverde takes intercept mark. They'll press again. What are the inside 50s this quarter?
Inside 50s, 10-6 Essendon's way.
Make it 11-6. He'll drive it in deep. Stringer lurks at the back. Coming across the front was Perkins. There's Stringer. Good tackle, Whitfield. It falls to Martin, who has another snap for goal. Gee, they've peppered away the Bombers, but that goes out of bounds on the full. 23 shots at goal and another handful that have gone out on the full. And they still lead by 5 points, 7 minutes left, third term.
They've had at least 5 go out in the full. I can count 1 to Stringer, 1 to him, 2 to Caldwell.
Stand, Johnson!
Scoreboard looking ugly, but they're in front. So Kennedy, seems like Kennedy's been around for a long time. Adam Kennedy goes towards centre wing. Redmond in the front of the pack. Zirk Thatcher, Joey's man. Fisted it back 30 metres, but the ball's coming back with interest. Sweeping handball. Toby Green ducked under it. Umpire said play on. Now Josh Kelly hemmed in on the boundary line. Tried to keep it in. The umpire wants the ball it in.
Just flying shots on goals the Bombers are getting, Brownie. Obviously peppering the top of the goal square. That's a clear directive going in. But that's what you're going to get. You're not getting those clear looks where you can actually slow the game down, go through a routine and have a look. They're just flying shots.
That's the voice of Dale Thomas, best player in the game back in 2010. Ross Lyon said that. So too did Dale Thomas. Ball into the middle of the ground. Toby Green. What can he do? They need a goal badly. The Bombers onslaught, although they haven't put him away. That's a brilliant kick by Toby Green. Really good kick to Himmelberg. It was a 40-metre bullet, and Himmelberg accepted it perfectly.
And at the minute, this is the difference in the game. So the Bombers going in, they're bombing it long to the goal square, getting numbers there, working it out under pressure and getting a shot and a look at goal. But under that severe pressure, Giants go in, find a clear mark, go back, execute your routine. A lot easier shot.
70% career set shots, so he knows how to get it done. And he gets it done. Really good by the Giants, and they're back in front. His second. They lead by a point. 54 plays 53, and we have played 20 minutes into this third term.
That's just it, Days. The exact difference in it is the way that they're using the ball going forward. They're happy to just hit a forward out, put the ball to their advantage and let them do the work. On the other hand, Essendon bombing it high and long, letting numbers get back and then trying to get the ball on the ground and then having a flying shot at goal. But disposals inside 50 just tells the story of that. Essendon 57, GWS 28. Yet somehow they're still in front in this game.
Score points and redeem rewards when you order McDelivery via the My Macca's app. Available in select locations only. Exclusions and fees apply. See in-app for details. Going goal for goal now in this third quarter. Giants hang on to a 1 point lead. 5.5 minutes left. Phillips. Flynn taps it down. Canelio and Tom Green disposal number 26. Goes into the pocket. Redmond's in the box seat. Brent Daniels did well just to make a contest. Now they're a chance here, the Giants. Himmelberg, clever little handball. Kelly strolls in. He gets his second goal. Great forward pressure by the Giants. Josh Kelly gets another. And they get out to 7 points. 9-6-60. 6-7-53.
Great work from Himmelberg. He worked off his opponent and then was smart enough to stay in the game. So as soon as this ball popped up, just attacked it really well. And as he was going to ground, a fantastic handball out to Kelly. That just shows how important it is to stay in the matchup. Really impressive work from the big man. Great work, Kelly, who's had a fantastic afternoon as well.
Yeah, number 1 ranked player on the ground, Josh Kelly, 22 disposals, throwing 7 score involvements, and he's using it well by foot, going at 80% efficiency.
It's the second time Kelly's been able to influence in the middle and then get forward and kick a goal in the goal square. A super runner and a great finisher. And now they're 7 points in front. The Bombers looked to be coming really hard moments ago. They had all the momentum. And now it's back to the Giants. Umpire recalls the ball. Throws it up, and the big death metal man rolls through, and Flynn was able to take it out. And here's this man, Kelly, again. He's going to go for number 3 from 55. It's the Josh Kelly show. No, it's not.
Clear.
3 for 1 behind. They got excited. 61 plays 53. Giants in front.
Been a much better quarter, though. 3 goals apiece. Play on. Still 5 minutes to play. Redmond runs a long way and then kicks it towards Phillips, so he didn't try and take the mark. He just tried to knock it into the corridor. It was clever in the end. Perkins read it best. They're bearing down Merritt, wanted the handball receive. Instead, he saw an option he liked. There was Langford in the box seat. That should be a mark. That should be a mark. That should be a mark. Brad Scott shakes his head. They've had about 4 of them denied. They get paid 9 times out of 10, Daisy.
They do, and they've cost them 3 today. Razor Ray just having his say on the game.
Ball up, top of the square. Tom Green to Callahan. Couple of young superstars. Quick kick, works out for the Giants, and they might make them pay here. This could be a goal on the counter-attack. Although that handball by Daniels is horrible. Put Toby Green under all sorts of pressure. And now it's the Bombers that might counter-attack. Heppel, handball to Merritt. He had a look before he got it, but he was good enough to get it back. Heppel again, goes towards Stringer, got a couple to beat. Couldn't take the mark, ground level. Oh, Lockie Ash had a fumble. Nick Martin, cleverly off the ground, outside of the boot, just missed. Gee, the ball's pinging up and down now. Crowd still not happy with the mark that was denied to Langford. And it's Essendon 6-18-54. Giants 9-7-61. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. That's a mark all day long.
Absolutely. Just had a look at the Harvey Norman replay, and it said just that. Zirk Thatcher from the back, and he fists it. At the ground level is Redmond. Redmond hemmed in on the boundary line, hooked it around on the left foot, but only as far as Haynes. How many intercept marks for Haynes, Ash?
Nick Haynes for Triple M Red Z. He's taken 4 intercept marks.
Yeah, he loves doing that. Haynes, short ball. Now they find Cornelio on the point of the square at half-back. He rolls off and plays on. He's got a play up in Lloyd. Handballs to him. Lloyd near the boundary now on centre wing to half-forward. Hogan from the side. Can't mark it, went to ground. Heppel was at the front of the pack. His handball out to Shield was good. Shield found some space. Gave it to Merritt. Merritt looking for Phillips. Has to sit underneath it. And couldn't mark it, but brought it down the ground level, get a free kick. Advantage paid. Martin, the lead up to Stringer. He can't mark it. He'll get back and try and pick it up. He's got to beat 3 of them. He can't do that. Now Ward at half back. His handball went straight into his teammate, and then it bounced back to the Bombers. Opportunity again, McGrath. Draper went running, and then went with a high ball. Draper, Davies down there, Langford down there. Davey couldn't mark it. Under pressure now. Davey at ground level. Went one way, went the other, and then threw for a behind. 61 plays 54.
Well, the game's there for the taking for whoever wants to just execute some skills. We're seeing this game absolutely horrific skill levels from both sides. Players just second-guessing themselves, not taking that first option, and as a result of that, we're seeing a really scrappy contest, especially when the pressure starts to rise.
Geez, Sammy Draper could have just laid one up for Jake Stringer, but instead his eyes lit up from 50, and he was never going to get it. The Bombers win the ball back again on the wing. They're setting up well behind the footy. Clever kick from Heppel. Pops it over to Perkins. 70 out. He wheels and goes. He's not sure where he's going to kick it. Now he's just going to keep the advantage of Draper. That'll be an arm chop. That free kick will be paid. It was against Lockie Ash, giving away centimetres. He pulled the arm down. That's a clear free kick. And Draper from 10 metres out straight in front to tie it up.
One of the great celebrators too, Draper.
Certainly wouldn't have him kicking for my life, but you'd imagine he gets it done from here. Harvey Norman replay. Clear free kick there. Good decision to roll and go. Put it to the dangerous spot with a clear mismatch in the one-on-one.
It'll level up the scores late in this third quarter. I wouldn't expect too big a celebration from 10 metres out straight in front, Brownie, but we'll see.
The double windmill.
He found a way to celebrate a 10-metre goal with a double windmill to the fans. And the scores are level. 9-7-61 the Giants. 7-19-61 the Bombers. Good game of footy now. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electric accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Even when that ball went inside 50 then with Caldwell at the top of 50, there was 4 Essendon players all just running back towards goal, pointing with their arm in the air. That's when they need to lead up at the footy, so it creates a one-on-one for Draper, so he doesn't have to rely on a free kick and an arm chop to score that goal. They're all just wanting it in deep at the moment. No one's drawing anyone to lead up at the footy.
Dyson Heppel, he's only played 47% of the game. 11 disposals, 100% by foot, opposing at 52 from his 3 previous matches.
Robbo, Bob Jane, team up.
Yeah, crowd were going feral, Brownie. I had grandmothers taking their teeth out down here and yelling. And then he's turning around. Draper, celebration big time.
Bob Jane, thank you, Robbo. Out of the middle again. Shield got it to Merritt. Merritt inside forward 50 stringer. Went back with the flight. Couldn't quite take it. Ward wrapped up by a stringer tackle. The ball up. And they get the ferals up and about again, but that was clearly no opportunity to get rid of that one. Umpire balls it up quickly. Draper and Flynn. Draper went to ground. Merritt couldn't pick it up. Flynn handball out. And now they run and carry from half back the Giants. Looking for Himmelberg. Couldn't mark it. At ground level, Laverde was good. Pumps it back towards half forward and Durham will mark it.
He will take the mark. Stringer's in the pocket against Iden. Zachy Merritt wants it short. He goes there. Now, Merritt gives it to Redmond. He can normally launch from 50. Here he goes. Here comes the celebration. It's become famous for Redmond. The launch from 50 and then the bullhorns or whatever that thing is. Who is it, Katie?
It's Red Dog.
Red Dog.
He is Red Dog.
The Red Dog. And he's got it from outside 50. I don't know who Red Dog is, Brownie, but
that's him. It's his nickname.
The Red Dog. And they're back in front. 8-19-67. Giants 9-7-61. Redmond launches from outside 50.
As soon as it hit the boot, he was off, and then he wasn't quite sure. He had to go back and have a look to make sure he struck it all right. As it looked like it was going to be touched. Have a look there. The arms went up. Hang on. Yeah, no, got it. There we go. The tongue out. The double ears, I guess, if he's a dog. They're not horns. There you go. The Bombers, though, connecting that field from 50 to 60, 70 metres out now. Looking a whole lot better than just bombing to the goal square.
It's good footy. 2 big celebrations for 2 big goals. 9 lead changes. Now what have the Giants got? The Bombers back in front by 6. And Laverde takes a good mark in the defensive 50, asking players just to slow down. 33 seconds to go. Heppel. That's just like his pro-rata work today. On the Red Z Lenders.
Disposal number 12, 100% by foot.
Gets it out to the Red Dog. The last goal. So 18 seconds to go. Redmond towards centre wing. Draper and Flynn. Draper, strong, did well. Durham, opportunity for the Bombers late. Inside forward 50, can they take a mark? They need a mark. No, Haynes. 2-on-1 got back with confidence, and that'll be 3-quarter time. Entertaining quarter of football. And the Bombers lead by 6 points. 8 goals, 19-67. The Giants are 9-7-61. We'll be back after the 3-quarter time break with Daisy and Kate. Take us through the Triple M Seabus Super Special comments from McDonald's Room Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Score points and redeem rewards when you order McDelivery via the My Macca's app. Available in select locations only. Exclusions and fees apply. See in app for details.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
Footy's on the radio.
Footy's back. Yeah! It's back. This is great news.
Gawn and Grundy kicking 6 between them, so
they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. That ruck. Yep.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Save big on your next family adventure at Hoyts. Keep the whole family entertained and your wallet happy these school holidays with family of 3 or 4 tickets to the latest movies. So what are you waiting for? Book your family tickets now at hoyts.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Ready to travel? Check. Passport's valid? Check. Travel insurance as ready as you are? There's one cover that does it all. One Cover Travel Insurance. With unlimited cover for your overseas medical expenses, including COVID-19, One Cover provides complete peace of mind. Check. onecover.com.au. The one thing you need when one thing goes wrong. One Cover is underwritten by certain underwriters at Lloyd's. Always read the PDS before purchasing. Available at onecover.com.au.
Be captivated this winter as award-winning sound and light show Moama Lights makes a dazzling return 30th of June to 23rd July. The event will offer an enticing new show, brand new stories, and extra attractions around Horseshoe Lagoon to make it a fun night out for the whole family. See Moama Lights lighting up the Murray in Echuca Moama. Tickets on sale now. Visit moamalights.com.au.
G'day, it's BT here. Are you an apprentice plumber? Kickstart your career in plumbing with a $3,000 grant from Ream. That'll help with the TAFE fees. Head over to ream.com.au/apprentice and apply for a Ream Apprentice Plumber grant today. Applications close April 21. T's and C's apply.
Once upon a time, there was a place called the Wilderness.
The Emmy-nominated phenomenon, Yellow Jackets, returns with a new season to Paramount Plus.
There's some darkness out there.
Melanie Linsky and Tawny Cypress with Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis. Yellow Jackets, Season 2.
We brought it back with us.
Now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter, for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
9 lead changes at Marvel Stadium. The Bombers lead by 6 points. They kick 5 goals to 3 in that third term. And I was watching Adam Kingsley give the Giants players an almighty spray at 3/4 times. Went down to Robbo for Bob Jones teammates.
Didn't they get a spray, the Giants there from Kingsley? Eyeballed them. Usually they break up into groups, but no, he actually got them all in together and they lost momentum. How dare you get rid of that lead? You would have ripped right into him. The other good thing too is Sam Weed. I've been watching him just walking around the huddle. He's up and about, still got his boots on, encouraging him, whatever. So that's a really good sign because he was knocked out.
You can't steal Robbo's stuff and then throw down to Robbo. You took away what he was going to say.
I didn't know what he was going to say, did I? Is that why you took so long to come in, Robbo?
No, you didn't push the button so I could talk, that's all.
I'm not the buttons man. Triple M, Red Z lending stats, Ash.
Sam Draper, he was the number 1 ranked player in that third quarter. 5 possessions, all contested, 4 score involvements and a goal and 7 hit-outs.
Triple M, super special comments.
Well, it was a good fashion old cook we saw. They delivered to the GWS boys, so we'll be looking for a response from them. The Bombers attacked the top of the square a lot. They got a couple of good looks at it when they went in fast. Just need to be careful that they don't continue to do that. Lower the eyes. They're getting some good looks, and that's when they're looking most dangerous in front of goal.
Arguably, either coach probably could have delivered a spray like that at any stage during this game. Both teams have looked extremely flat, and haven't really put their best performance out on the park, but let's see if we can ramp it up then for the fourth quarter.
Robbo, you just keep an eye on those old ladies down there with their teeth out, the feral ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And I reckon they may pull the sub too, just quietly. The Giants will just keep an eye on that.
Righto, they've got young Cooper Hamilton from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. We're underway in the fourth quarter.
He's on.
Secondary stoppage. He's already on the sub. Good, there he is on the wing. Cooper Hamilton.
Just quickly lodged the paperwork.
Sharp by Robbo. Parrish and Merritt working together. Merritt's going to send it inside 50. Goes towards young Jai Menzies. Nick Haynes has been vintage Haynes today.
Stand.
Good to see. He's at stages in the last 18 months. Looked like he's cooked. But he's played very well today. What are his numbers, Stu? That's his 6th intercept mark.
Spot on, along with 15 touches.
And he's been very good. The ball comes back to Haynes again.
Outside 5, play on.
Holding up well to Tom Green.
Stand.
Prolific as always. Do they get the response that Adam Kingsley wanted with that spray? Back to Haynes. Stat padding early. Not much to go to. So he's going to kick long down the line. Hogan and Flynn are in this contest. Flynn flies, so does Hogan. They almost spoil each other, so Hogan goes and mops it up. There is the sub. Hamilton, he's on. His first touch is a good one. Handballs to Kelly, who tries to break the McGrath tackle. He tried the don't argue. It's not quite as good as Dusty's, and he got pinged holding the ball.
The Bombers would love the first one. What's been their biggest margin, Ash?
For the Bombers?
Yep.
Their biggest lead, 6 points.
So it's what the lead is right now as the ball gets out the back, and poor handball by Connor Iden gave it up. Opportunity now for Perkins, and that's back-to-back goals for the Bombers, and that's their biggest lead of the game. 73 plays 61. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, if Adam Kingsley was upset at three-quarter time, if he's made his way up to the box, only a minute and a half in here, he'll be absolutely spewing on that effort there from Connor Iden. Came off, made the right play, but just a haphazard handball to absolutely nobody, allowed the Bombers to come in. The GWS Giants had seen that he'd made position, got the ball, so they were off on the spread. The Bombers out everywhere. Class finish from a class player there in Perkins.
Come back in, Robbo. Bob Jane T. Marks.
Yeah, just confirming Connor Stone off, and so Cooper Hamilton, the blonde wingman, he's on.
Bob Jane T. Marts have a great buy 3, get 1 free deal, plus instant cash back. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply.
Well, finally able to finish well with a goal there, Archie Perkins. It was a nice running effort, but you said it, Days. As soon as the ball turns over like that, you've got no chance of defending it.
Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Back in the middle, Draper had an excellent third term. Throws his weight around, knocks Canelio to the ground, but he gets back to his feet. Received the handball from Green. Got time and space. Lowers the eyes. It's a dart for Hogan, just a bit too low. Couldn't take the mark. And now the Bombers get their support defensively. Zerk Thatcher, Redmond, the Red Dog got it to Ridley. They give it to each other every single time. And now Setterfield kicks the space for Menzie, who slipped out the back of Haynes. Menzie, can he find a mark inside 50? Goes to Stringer! Jakey boy's got it. 40 metres out, almost straight in front.
That's probably the first kick of the afternoon that's gone to the advantage of Jake Stringer, and he did the rest. I know he's a little bit underdone, but his midfielders haven't really helped him out today with the ball, the way that the ball has come in. Now he has to go back and finish this.
It's been a good battle with Isaac Cumming this afternoon. He's kicked 2 goals for. There's Jake. This will be disposal number 10. Can he steal himself and give them a handy lead? Oh, they're all celebrating today. He's got 3, and that's the margin. It's an even 3 goals. 10-19, 79. Giants just hanging in now. 9-7, 61. Early stages, fourth quarter. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I love the kick going inside forward 50. Stringer presented and just put it to his advantage side. Good enough to lean on his direct opponent there. Went back and did the rest. It's a dead set celebration off here. He's put a gun to the mouth and sucked on the finger and then put it to the sky in what could be described as only as weird.
What bizarre.
Certainly was, but a nice finish and a very important one in the context of this one.
So this is the biggest lead of the game, Ash, for the Bombers.
Spot on, Brownie, 18 points.
So they've kicked the last 4 of the
Love
Bombers.
that for you.
The last 2 of the third quarter, the first 2 right now, and it's an 18-point margin. Poor bounce in the middle, umpire doesn't call it back. Picking the footy up was Parrish. Bounced the ball down towards half forward. Here he is again, Stringer. High ball, Jones to the target. Menzies couldn't mark it. Winning from the side, should have marked it. Now they get the ball out to Hamilton. Releases to 50, but only as far as Dyson Hepelu. Hasses love today. Can't stop talking about him. Short ball, and it finds Parrish again.
He won't rush it this time. He's got a lot of even pairs inside 50. He's about 5v5, all isolated. So he's going to go to the hot hand stringer. Why not? Couldn't take the mark. Hard Jones at the back, just took a bit long to get rid of it. Tackle, turnover. Brent Daniels. You heard the umpire, not 15, so Cumming had to be creative. Did a pretty good attempt at it, but well done by Jake Kelly. Here's Perkins, here's Stringer, 55 out. He lets fly with a barrel. Jake Stringer. How good. Well, that's what this man can do. He can turn the game in the blink of an eye. And a barrel on the run from 55. Let's just rip this one open. And they lead by 4 goals. Talk us through it, Daisy.
He gets a handball receive. He looks up. He realises he's 55 out with nothing but GWS jumpers long. So he went the barrel, the running barrel, struck it beautifully, and he was off again. It's just great to see. He's underdone. He's copped the cook in the press for being underdone, not looking like it last week, playing a different role, a negating role this afternoon. So far, he has been the difference in this one.
Tell you what, his GPS numbers will be off the chart, his high speed. The way he ran after he kicked that goal, that's the fastest I've seen him run all day.
5 in a row for the Bombers, and they lead by 24. Draper in the middle of the ground, wants to soccer it off. He went to ground, looked for Merritt, couldn't get it to him. Shield has a tackle. Shield went back, slapped it forward, only as far as Ward. Ward, the ball out to Callaghan. Callaghan, left foot inside forward 50, looking for the forwards down there. Hamilton at the front. Can they get one back here? Had more time than what he thought. Riccardi, he went really wide and out of bounds on the full.
Two-man, Bombers' fourth quarters this year. It feels like they've been dominant in most of these games.
Exactly. 3 from 3 coming into today's game. They're now plus 53 points in fourth quarters in terms of differential.
And they look like they're full of running over the top of the Giants. Can they respond? They're going to need to do something. And that's not going to help. Free kick to Draper against Flynn.
If it's Stringer at one end getting it done, expect Toby Green to lift for the Giants up the other. The skipper, he was down last week. Expect him to have a big last half of this last quarter.
Phillips got 2 hands to it. Could have been an arm chop. Perkins didn't take possession. Knocked it forward. They're full of running again, the Bombers. Davey and Martin slipped out the back. Davey, instead of going to Martin, went back to Shield, who has Parrish. 55-60 out. He's going to kick it to a dangerous spot. Heppel's lurking. The old boy gets it to Stringer. He couldn't do it again, could he? Jakey boy! Oh, flicked the post. He's up and about, Jake. Then it hit the post, and he's kicked 3 goals. What's he kicked? 4 goals, 5 now.
4-5.
They lead by 25 points, Kate.
Alwyn Davey tried to do the right thing, the team thing, let the ball bounce through. He easily could have grabbed it and kicked it himself, but you can't really argue with him doing that, someone going for their 5th goal.
Felt the moment.
I like his awareness of the sense of theatre.
Yeah,
I like it.
That was good. Well done by Davey. That's almost worth a goal. To Haynes. The Giants just look out in their feet at the moment. They can't get the ball forward. First 3 goals of this last quarter to the Bombers. It's exciting footy when Stringer's playing well. Chipping ball from coming in. He finds Hamilton. That is a rinse, isn't it? That's bleach.
That's real Jack Ginnivan style, isn't it? Similar sort of hairstyle.
So he goes backwards to Haynes. Haynes bites a bit off for this one. That's a good kick. Gets it to Taylor in the middle. Wants to move now. He does wide. They've got Connor Iden on centre wing on the outer side. Chips the ball up. Riccardi lit up nicely. Lloyd offers a lead. He was ignored. It's a slow build-up. Allows the Bombers players to get back. Now Riccardi chips one into the pocket. Hogan to fly. Fisted away by Draper. And also the other big ruckman, the death metal man. And the ball goes out of bounds.
It was a great effort by Draper. Flynn had got down there, and also Hogan. So Phillips had gone to one. He had to get across and scramble to help him out, the big man.
They need to get a goal in a hurry here, the Giants, just to stay in touch. Quick kick only as far as Callum Ward. He's 50 metres out on the boundary. Screws it to the top of the square. There's going to be a free kick off the ball, but it's going to go the way of the Bombers. Going to go back to Ridley. one of Ridley's numbers, Chief. Seems like he's had a pretty solid game again.
This will be disposal number 16. 5 marks, a couple of intercept.
Short to Martin. Back to Ridley. There's Draper on the wing. Draper offers a lead. Sam Taylor had the speed to close that down. First back will be Callum Ward, so they win the ball back here, the Giants. Can they find a mark inside 50? They can, and gee, it's a good mark too. Needed to be every bit of a contested mark from Hogan. Ridley was right there.
3 metres, Jesse.
But this is going to take Jesse Hogan's very best.
Time back on, please.
He's not the most fluid set shot of goal the best of times, and he knows that, so he goes short to Lloyd, and this bloke can kick a footy. Takes the mark about 40 metres out, 50-degree angle.
Yeah,
fair to say they need this.
Good awareness from Jesse Hogan there, going back, but always looking. And as soon as the short lead presented, there was only half a yard in, and he was good enough to put ball to boot, execute the skill.
He's normally a pretty good set shot, man, Lloyd.
33-13 career set shots.
Well, let's hope for Giants fans' sake you haven't jinxed him. He'll cross the 50. He'll kick it from 45. He's a beautiful exponent, and it hits the post. Just faded late. Happens every time, doesn't it, Brownie? Yeah, 24 points, 62-86. Still plenty of time left in this fourth quarter. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Ridley into the pocket to Mayer to Heppel. So the Bombers happy to just chip the ball around now. They've got a handy lead of 24 points with 12 minutes to go. They're not in a hurry. Stringer, 5 behinds is a career high for him, Ash.
PB for Red Z for Stringer.
Towards centre wing, Caldwell. Durham spun out of a pack. He was tackled as soon as he did.
Holding, free kick, GWS.
And eventually the free kick was paid against him. Kelly, that's a poor kick. Zert Thatcher read it really well. Now they scream forward. Kelly on the run. Got some wheels and can't go though. Has to go back over the mark. He's got Merritt just on the top of 50. Plays on Merritt from 52. He's good enough from there. He slid it wide, but it comes back on the drift. I think it's a goal. They're going to have a chat, though.
I believe it's a goal. You just check if the ball at the goal post. Score review. Umpire's calls a goal. We'll just check the ball at the goal post.
Here's the score review. You never can tell anything from behind the goals. What do you reckon, Daze? Kate?
I'm going off the Bombers fans behind the goals.
Yeah, I think there's a clear gap there between the post and the ball. We'll wait for the
edge.
What is it? Edge?
Edge. Ultra edge.
Hot spot.
Snicko.
It does take far too long. We saw this last night. I think if you
go straight to it.
Yeah, if you've got the technology available, go straight to it. Get the answer immediately.
Rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Edge, rock and roll.
Ball looked past the post though. Look where the edge spike is.
Oh. Thank you. Just rock and roll.
Well, rock and roll it. That's going to turn out to be a point.
Oof.
Front foot, no ball.
Hitting in line.
He's stiff.
All clear.
I'm sure I trust the edge.
That looked a foot past it.
So one behind. 25-point lead now to the Bombers. 87 plays 62.
Play on.
Righto. Is that the little opportunity the Giants needed? They've got to get something going. They've stopped to a crawl in this fourth quarter. Essendon so well set behind the ball. Heppel, little fumble. Good pressure from Kennedy. Here's Hamilton with the bleach there. Oh, is that a dangerous tackle? No, it's holding the ball. That's going to go the way of the Red Dog, Redmond.
Made a pretty good fist of it to try and get the ball to boot. Did Hamilton. We've seen that motion paid as the dangerous sling before. The umpires, though, they've come to life with the free kicks in this last quarter, two man.
Yeah, free kicks definitely building. We know they've been low in this quarter, Daisy. 5 free kicks in this term.
Redmond kicked it to Ridley. Just keep stat of that, Chew, from now on, please. Redmond to Ridley, how often they wax.
5 out of 14.
Now Parrish.
It's a freeze.
Long towards half forward. Spills at the back, Buckley. Callum Ward inside the defensive 50. Can they get anything? Can they generate something? Here's a bit of run, an overlap. Isaac Cumming running hard. Callaghan had a good first half. I feel like I've called his name a lot in the second half. That's a good kick, though. Can it get to Callum Ward? It couldn't. Well done, Langford. Got the hand in. Shield unselfishly goes to Perkins. Couldn't take the mark. Bombers have got numbers everywhere, but he had a little fumble. And now Ash gets out of trouble. Whitfield and the bleach boy, Hamilton.
Hamilton's got a player on in the middle, elected not to go there. Sits it up for Kelly. That player's still there. Ward just rolling through. Kelly gave it back to Hamilton. Right foot towards Hogan. Hogan left the leap up and he marks it just on 50. Player forward of the ball is Riccardi and he finds him. So Riccardi marks it in the pocket. Only about 15 metres out, but a tight angle.
He's had a pretty good afternoon, Hogan. He's had to get a long way up the ground and take some contested marks to relieve. Hasn't been able to get the service towards the face of goal as he'd probably like to kick goals, but has been some good link-up play from him.
28,815 at Marvel today as Riccardi doesn't bend it back far enough. One behind. 87 plays, 63, and even 4 goals. Bombers have had 32 scoring shots to the Giants' 18.
That was the one they really needed. Giants. And now a chain of handballs. Ridley pokes it over to Heffel. Still going 100%, is he, Chew?
He is. Disposal number 15.
I already knows that too. He's taking the easy ones now, just to keep that strike rate intact. Short and lateral to Shield. He kicks a high, long ball, about 50 metres. Phillips in that contest. Durham front and square. Harry Himmelberg with a tackle. Harry Himmelberg's numbers.
Only 4 disposals, kicked 2 goals.
Of course, a free agent for the Giants this year. Kelly, excellent clearance. Good handball to Ward. This breaks it open, gives it to Lloyd. He looks for Hogan, just out of the reach with the fingertips. And then Redmond flicks it over the top to McGrath. And the Bombers again will reload from half back. And Heppel again finds Shield.
So the Bombers looking for the knockout blow. Dylan Shield. Phillips drops back. Harrison Jones can't mark it, and Taylor did. Good player, Taylor. Short ball finds Callahan. Where are his numbers, Ash?
Disposal number 23. 13 in the first half, 10 in the second.
Short ball finds Toby Green, getting the boos from the Essendon crowd.
Got to pick their way through this Essendon defence here. Essendon just parked the bus, all numbers behind where this ball is. So try and get some 45. Switch if you can.
Tom Green, most on the ground, Ash.
Spot on. Disposal number 32.
Red Z lending, loans for the self-employed. So this is a slow build-up from the Giants. Lloyd hit the post earlier this quarter. And he goes to the right-footed towards half-forward. He needs a big mark. There's lots of defenders down there, and they fist the ball to ground level. Keeping the football in. Martin sits underneath it. Kennedy was there too. Good mark by Martin. Not paid. He wanted to claim it. Heppel, good handball. Ash's man got it out to Redmond. Redmond missed the target, but Parrish is good enough to get it back. Now Laverne's got a bit of an issue. Kelly, good pressure from the Giants. And again, Parrish clears the 50.
Gee, they did well to get out of trouble there, the Bombers. And then they get the free kick and take the advantage. Davies full of running. He's got Setterfield working hard deep. Shield, can he get on his left? He would have seen him. Instead, he handballs back to Davey. Good chase from Ash. Well done, Giants. Desperate Toby Green now, trying to insert himself into the action. Up around the ball. Caldwell, Shield, just inside the boundary line. High kick into the pocket. Harry Jones will sit under it. Couldn't take the mark, and it'll go out of bounds, although he tried to keep it in. And now we'll have it thrown in 30 metres around from the Bombers' goal. A lot of tired boys now. Time becoming an issue. Pressure seems low in this fourth quarter, Two-Man.
Pressure rating spot on. Essendon 166. Giants only at 149.
Phillips got to the tap. Caldwell was there. Trying to pick up the ball with Setterfield. He did, but he was tackled to the ground. Himmelberg appealing for a free kick. To go with his 4 possessions of the day, Ash.
Yeah, and 2 majors.
So the umpire elevates it again. Phillips, clear hand to it. Connor Iden, handball up. Ward snaps it out of trouble. Outside defensive 50. String will get a free kick. He was held without the footy. Got the advantage paid to Merritt into the pocket. Bouncing ball. Menzies comes out at it. Give it to Martin. Martin did well to keep it in. And then the ball to the top of the square. Didn't really find the target, and the Giants will relieve out of pressure.
Yeah, they've got some overlap run here, the Giants, so they might make something work. Oh, that kick's not going to help. That was a horrible kick. Turnover. Jones didn't take possession. Instead, tapped into the path of Kelly. He went for a little toe poke. The umpire said that's kicking in danger. Setterfield made sure the umpire saw it.
Thanks, Josh. Okay.
Free kick, point of the square half forward. Just got to manage the time now, Essendon. It's been a big second half. 7 goals to 4.
Play on.
Kick goes into the pocket. 8 goals to 4. Hamilton.
Yours, kick.
Will it get to Ward? It was over his fingertips. Stringer, he might dine on his 5th. He's going to kick it from 45 and, he's missed another one. Could have been a huge day for Jake Stringer. 11 goals, 22 for Essendon. They're 88. And the Giants 63, 25-point margin. Just recap again, Jake Stringer's game, Chew.
4 goals, 6. So those behinds, as Brownie mentioned, a career high for him.
Langford did well to get back. Caused the spoil. Stringer had his legs taken out from underneath him and he puts his hands up and says the umpire should have been a free kick, but it'll be a ball up.
Bombers set up behind the ball has been awesome in this last quarter. Getting it done from turnover. 2-man scores from that source if you could.
Bombers dominating. 8-17 to 3-5.
Phillips, good tap. Langford was good to Setterfield. Setterfield around the corner, but only as far as Haynes, who takes intercept mark number 7. Chips it to Connor Iden.
5 minutes to go. Got to start being aggressive and take some risks here, the Giants. Instead, they've gone wide and short. Taylor finds Callahan.
They can't win, Joe.
No, they can't. But we'll try and see if they can generate something. Just get one. Just make it interesting for the last few minutes. Buckley, still at half-back. They are queuing up in the corridor now, but so are Essendon. So they forced them wide. Haynes went to Flynn, who waited for it. Falls to Hamilton. He goes towards Daniels. Redmond's in the way. Lloyd can get it back to... He had a little fumble. It's been a bit of their afternoon. Kennedy around the body. Toby Green takes the mark. And he'll quickly snap the goal from 25. That's what he does. And that's a good result. Doesn't waste much time. It's now back to 19 points, and there's still 4 minutes 14 to go. 10-9, 69 the Giants. Essendon 11-22, 88. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are tough on and off the field.
A couple of big plays from Haynes in that passage there. One where he had to just fight hard for the ball on the ground and just got a hand in it to pop it out to Cooper Hamilton's advantage, which then led to the kick inside 50. Haynes has had a really good afternoon, though, and a good finish from Toby Green.
17 marks to Haynes, which is a career high for him. His previous best was 14, but 24 touches and going at 90% by foot.
Becomes a massive centre clearance, this one now. The Giants are to get it in, get another quick one. The Bombers, who've been really good in this last quarter, no doubt will start to stress a little bit.
Well, they need 4 goals in 4 minutes. 88 plays 69. Before that, the Bombers have kicked 5 in a row. In the middle for McDonald's Rem Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Cornelio out of the middle to half forward. Redmond did well. Brought the ball to ground level. Lloyd, quick handball. Green, another one. Daniels, Himmelberg. Takes the mark in the square. Kicks the goal quickly. We'll go back to the middle. So 3 minutes 53 to go. They still need 3 goals. So minutes and goals. 88. Plays 75.
Some really good work at half forward. Daniels going up against Redmond there, just scrapping, competing. Quick hands, slick hands from Green, then back onto Daniels, who stayed involved. And then all of a sudden, just when you think it's gone...
All of a sudden, as soon as Brownie said it, they kicked 2 in a minute.
Lloyd's been really good in this last quarter. Had a shot at goal, obviously hit the post, but he's been great. He's offered them some run. He's got up into the half-forward line as well and just provided them something going forward.
Righto, big centre clearance. Cornelio, Green and Kelly for the Giants. Setterfield, Shield and Merritt. And it's Draper and Flynn. And it's going to be Flynn that's going to win the clearance. And he handballs to Kelly. He probably should have kicked it himself. Now Tom Green twists and turns. High ball inside 50. Who's going to take the mark? Could have been a free kick. No. Lloyd lurking. Zerk Thatcher, or Martin it was, throws it on the boot, goes towards the wing. Harry Jones just kicks it out of midair. Essendon certainly have parked the bus. So Giants will pick it up from half-back. Can they go the length of the field again? Ash coming with a bit of run. Short, Kelly. Bounced and waited. Redmond, kick goes wide. Young Hamilton's got an acre of space out there. He can poke it over the top. He does to Daniels, who just kicks a bit of a nothing ball. He's going to say, go get it. Hogan wants a free kick. Hepp will drop the mark. Langford, Martin, Kelly. No one really wants it for the Bombers. Oh, good relieving kick into the safe arms of Draper, who's telling everyone to get long down the line. He ain't going to try anything cute from here. And he kicks it as far as he can. No one went for the footy, and then Haynes overran it. Davey on centre wing. He might have hurt himself. And now Ash tries to break the tackle. They're not really sure what they're doing here, Giants. Archie Perkins will hold in and we'll wrap it up. Centre wing. Well, Razor Ray runs in from 40 metres away to ball this one up.
Yeah, we're down to less minutes than goals required, so it makes it tough mathematically, but Cornelio, they'll give it a crack. Kelly on the wrong side, so have to kick it with his right foot into the forward 50. Zerk Thatcher, good pinch away. It goes out of bounds. So boundary throw in, just the physio out to Davey. Look to roll his ankle. And that stoppage. So the Giants, they need one here. Have any hope? They need one. Draper tries to take it out of the ruck, but went back without it. Ground level. Handball out. Hogan stands over it. So too does McGrath, and McGrath on the bottom of the pack will get up and hand it to the umpire.
If they do win this, the Bombers, they're going to have to kick it wide and high. Hope that Harry Jones can create a contest against 3 GWS players.
Just don't give away a free kick, Bombers. Hogan tries to win the ball. Kelly went in hard. It was Toby Green, in fact. Shield got it to Zach Merritt, who kicks it high to the point of the square. Oh, Haynes almost took another intercept mark. He thought he did.
Fine, sorry. Hit the ground. Sorry, Josh.
Umpire said no, hit the ground. And then apologised to one of the Giants players for calling the ball up, maybe a fraction early. Stringer in around the footy, and he goes and wins the clearance, and that's an important one. Got the handball to Perkins, who's able to find a little mark, is he? That is Jones, although not paid again. And it'll be another ball up centre wing. Minute 29 now, 13-point lead. They should hold on from here, Brownie.
Absolutely. Called it 10 minutes ago. Ball up, and Hamilton stepping inside was Green. Had a stack of it today. Hasn't used it that well and puts that out of bounds on the full. What are his numbers, Ash?
34 touches, but 56% by foot for Tom Green.
Go left.
Critical moments, the Bombers have been cleaner. Highlighted by a 55-metre on-the-run barrel from Jake Stringer, which brought the house down. Taylor marks it. Now they run and gun. Cornelio to Haynes. Haynes from the middle of the ground, looking for Hogan. Gets the front position. Can't mark it. Fisted away. Daniels at ground level. Trying to pick up the ball again was Daniels. Bomber player hurt back behind play. And Razor will come in and ball it up inside the last minute.
It's Kyle Langford that's a bit sore. Essendon get all the numbers inside defensive 50. They've only got 55 seconds to hold on. They've done it well, the Bombers. It's been a big second half. It was a pretty ordinary first half of footy. But 8 goals to 3 broke this game open. The Giants have kicked a couple late to make it respectable. But the Bombers will go 3-1. Still 37 seconds left, and a lot of numbers around this defensive 50 for Essendon. Kick the space. Whitfield. Well, went on the outside of the right instead of his left. And now Menzie sweeps the handball. Setterfield kicks it out on the full.
So Callahan. Been all right. Chips one in. Looking for Hogan, but couldn't take it. Cornelio smacks it back. Down to 9 seconds left. They'll have another ball up. So the Bombers will win. They've had a good start to the season. They've done what they needed to do. And they're 3-1 under their new coach, Brad Scott. Next week, they'll have the Demons. They'll be 5th on the ladder. And with 4 seconds to go, Razor scored a blood rule. So we'll just pad for a little bit more. That man's McGrath. Caught one across the chops. He's got blood streaming out everywhere. Harvey Norman replay. Having a look at the coach of the Giants, who was bitterly upset. Adam Kingsley at three-quarter time gave an almighty spray. Raised up, puts it up in the air pretty quickly. So the Bombers are going to lead and win by 13 points at Marvel Stadium. They were challenged, but they came good. The star was Jake Stringer. Kicked 4 goals, 5. Probably could have kicked 8 in the end, but the Bombers will win.
Up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this cradle game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up, up. The other teams they don't fear. They'll try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly up.
11 goals, 22-88 to 11-9-75. The Bombers had 13 more scoring shots. They trailed by 4 at quarter time and then 13 at the half, but then they turned it around in that third quarter. They led by 6 at three-quarter time. Then it was a Jake Stringer show. He kicked the barrel from 55, which put them 24 points up, and that was all she wrote because they got too late, the Giants, but a big win by the Bombers by 13 points.
Yeah, arguably could have been over a lot earlier in the game had they kicked straight, but to their credit, the Bombers, they fought back. Every time they sort of edged out to a good lead, the Giants would just keep in touch by kicking a goal or two, but in the fourth quarter were able to get a good run on of goals and ended up being able to keep the momentum in their way and just stop a little bit of a fight back late from the Giants.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Let's get a couple of quick ones before we go down to an on-field interview.
Bombers plus 19 contested ball. The scores from turnover, 8-17 to Essendon. That's 25 scoring shots to the Giants, 5-5, only 10. Darcy Parish had 30 touches and Redmond, number 1 ranked player, with 26.
Let's go down to Zach Merritt, Fox Footy.
Yeah, we were quite poor last week, although the score was close. We were outplayed massively, so it's good to see it come out, see it get some scoring shots. Obviously didn't convert as well as we would have liked, but I think that's the brand of footy we want to play, and hopefully our fans are enjoying it.
You have moments throughout the game where you're fearing that inaccuracy was going to cost you?
Yeah, no doubt. Half time was a unique feeling. I think we had 3-13 or something. The boys felt like we were on top of the game, but couldn't quite finish, which was a bit frustrating, but it's nice to get the reward in the end.
Was that the message in the rooms? Boys, we're on top of the game here. Don't let it worry you.
Yeah, there's a few things that had to tidy up, obviously, but yeah, we felt like we kept applying the pressure and kept playing our way. That eventually the goals would come, and thankfully we got the ball in Jake's hands and he converted a few.
What about the show from Jake Stringer early on in that fourth quarter, particularly the barrel from outside 50?
Yeah, I know if that's the coaching manual, but he's a special player. We love him so much. We love what he brings to us as a group, and for him to get some rewards, second game back from an interesting pre-season with a lot of headlines was fantastic to see.
Is that what excites you most about Jake, having that weapon in your arsenal of someone who just does the unpredictable?
Yeah, I mean, there's not many like him in the competition that you feel like you're a footy fan when you're on the field playing with him, and he kicked 4 or 5 and kicked 4 or 5 points as well. It could have been a massive game, but yeah, his influence on the group on and off the field is amazing, and as I said, we love him internally.
What about Phillips and Draper in the air, particularly today, and after the loss of Sam Wiedemann?
Yeah, I thought they competed really well. I mean, Flipper to come in and out of the team a few weeks in a row is difficult at times, but I thought he showed what he's worth today, and he competed all day and gave us a great contest in the air.
And finally, also the late change with Dyson Heppel being the sub. How impressed are you with how he just embraces whatever role is given him?
He's almost too selfless at times. Again, we love him internally. He gives so much to the boys. Hopefully we can give him some reward late in his career with a few more wins and get us back into the finals footy.
You're really enjoying this one, aren't you? You've had a smile on your face the whole interview.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great start. No, wins are so hard to come by in this competition. It's so even. Looking at the footy the first 4 weeks, every game is difficult to win, and to be 3-1 is a great start. We've got a big 6 weeks coming up.
Come together round. Well done today.
Thank you. Cheers.
Zach Merritt down there with Kath Lachlan. Thanks to Fox Footy. Had a good day today, Ash.
Certainly did. 28 disposals, 5 clearances, 3 out of the middle, and also kicked a major.
So they've got the Demons next week, then the Pies at the MCG, Geelong at the MCG, and Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. So that is a big month coming up for the Bombers. 2 trips to Adelaide and 2 at the MCG against some fine opponents. So we'll figure out, Joey and the back row, how good the Bombers are as we head down to Kath again with Jake Stringer.
Down there with Jake.
Alongside me. How's that for an Easter Sunday win?
Yeah, the kids will be happy, so that's the main thing.
A few nervous moments there in the last quarter too. The Giants didn't go away.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if we had a kick straight, it could have been a different story, but to the boys' credit to be able to, not kick straight in that first half and then be able to run over the top was good effort.
What about your final quarter? You put on an absolute show. How are you feeling second game back?
Yeah, it was good. A bit rusty first up. I was pretty confident coming in tonight that I'll be able to find my best footy, and just glad that I can still play.
Take us through that barrel from about 55 out, Jake. What was going through your mind?
I looked up and I didn't see anyone, and I was like, I'll just kick it taut. And as soon as I hit it, I was like, oh my God, that's going in. So
it's that easy for the kids watching on?
Got to practice them. I practice them all the time, but never thought I'd pull it out in a game.
Was there an element of surprise even to yourself after? Because celebration was something else.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't think at any stage it was going to go in, but as soon as I connected with it, I was like, wow, that's going straight through. So it's just lucky.
Good to see you back doing your thing. Enjoy this week, and we'll see you in Adelaide for Gather Round.
Beautiful, thank you. Thanks.
Jake Stringer there, and this is the Amy review. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Just go to the back row. Quick thoughts about the game?
It was an interesting contest, as it was being touched on by the interviews in the players there. Could have been over a lot early, just inaccuracy kept the GWS Giants hanging around, and a lot of it was from their own doing, the Bombers. Their inability to find good looks at goal going inside forward 50. They were happy just to bomb away once that Wiedemann went out, go to the resting ruckman down there, whether it be Phillips or whether it be Draper, and just try and play and just get some looks, most of them being crumbing opportunities. And when you do that with no real system or method going inside forward 50, you run the risk of not making the most of your opportunities, and that keeps the opposition in it. GWS, to their credit, I should say, were good enough to make the most of their opportunities when they went up the other end of the ground.
Yeah, I just thought they really lacked that leading forward to really draw the kicker's eyes. I mean, it's responsibilities on both the forwards and the kicker. You need someone leading there, but you also have to pull the trigger at times so that it's a low and flat ball going inside 50.
Just a few more stats for Triple M Red Z Lending about the game, Ash.
Well, contested balls, you mentioned, plus 18 for the Bombers. Their inaccuracy, if you look at the set shot component, they tied it up in the second half, but they kicked 4 goals, 5. At one stage, they were 1 goal, 5 from set shots. And their ball movement from their D50 going at 29%. The Bombers, they generated 5 goals from the back half from turnover.
Choice trails around the ground. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest prices guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. Who's up next?
West Coast taking on the Demons at Optus Stadium. Kicks off at 5:20.
And that game will be called by Lockie Reid, Tom Atkinson, Andrew Embley, Norm Smith medalist Xavier Ellis, Britt Taylor, and the Beast, Mark Cometti. Now, I'm pretty keen to get the Maccas I'm loving it moment tonight, but I've been told that I'm not, because there was one big moment in the last quarter, Joey, and you had the pleasure of calling us, and this is how we called, or Joey called, the Maccas moment.
But well done by Jake Kelly. Here's Perkins, here's Stringer, 55 out, he lets fly with a barrel. Jake Stringer. How good. Well, that's what this man can do. He can turn the game in the blink of an eye. And a barrel on the run from 55 has just ripped this one open.
Here's the old Maccas loving it at the moment. Well done, Joey. That was a good call.
Thank you. Some good chuckles in the background too. That was one of them was yours.
Rob over Bob Jones too much.
Just down in the rooms now. We've just been able to, very
get up
quiet.
and about a bit, Robbo.
Give us
something, Robbo.
No, because the players aren't in here, and I'm just looking around the corner, and Brad Scott and all his assistants are looking at paperwork and whatever, and I'm just waiting for here they come now. So there's just a nice little applause. They're just keeping a lid on it. I'm trying to find Sam Wiedemann, because he was the one who actually got completely knocked out, blood coming from his mouth. Brad Scott joining his boys now. Just a bit of backslapping and carrying on. So we're going to get ready for the song, but Wiedemann was the one, and he's still in his boots. He's joining the group, which is really good. He looks a little ash grey, a bit off colour, but he did suffer from concussion. That was the only fault there, but they'll sing this one. Here we go, the Bombers.
Up to win the premiership flag. Woo! Our boys who play this great old game are always striving for glory and fame. Woo! See the Bombers fly up. The other teams that don't fear. They don't try their best, but they can't give it as the Bombers fly up. Woo!
There you go. Nice and cheerful down here.
Yes, very good work down there today, Robbo. The Triple M MVP Award for New Holland into financial year tractor sale on now. Visit your New Holland dealership. Who's got the votes out of you two today?
I've been given the votes, so I'm going to go 1 vote to Mason Redman, the Red Dog. Kicked the 1 goal, celebrated with a a lot of enthusiasm, which was good to see. But he had the 26 disposals, 6 tackles and 8 intercept marks in a back line that was pretty good all day. I thought he was the best of them down there. For the GWS, I'm going to give 2 votes to Nick Haynes, 25 disposals, 17 marks, which I'm told from our good man Ash Chua is a Red Z PB. He had 6 intercept marks and went at 89% by foot, so I thought he was the second best man on the ground. But if you're going to kick Torps from 55 and I'm giving the votes, you're going to give pretty hard done by if you're not going to get 3. Jakey Stringer taking the absolute piss. 4 goals, 6, 15 disposals. He should have kicked 8, but his 4 goals was the difference in this one, and he was the best man on the ground.
He was very good, the Triple M MVP award for New Holland. Just quickly, the next month, Kate, it's a massive month for the Bombers. We'll find out exactly how good or where they're at.
Yeah, pretty tough few weeks coming up for them. So we've got Gather Round. They're over to the Adelaide Oval to take on Melbourne, which will be a very tough ask. Then they've got Collingwood at the G, the Cats at the G as well, and then back to Adelaide to play Port. So I think that might be a tough month for them. Obviously, they're flying high at the moment, 3-1. So I think if they squander their opportunities in front of goal like they did today, they probably aren't going to be able to compete with the likes of Melbourne. And also their ball use going inside 50 with the likes of May and Lever back there, probably not going to pay off for them too much.
And a quick tip for that game this afternoon and tomorrow.
This afternoon being West Coast Melbourne.
Yep.
Probably going to lean towards Melbourne. And tomorrow, probably leaning towards Geelong.
And Yarrawonga had a win. Stevie Johnson is off to a really good
Stephen.
start. Well done, Stevie. And now it's time for a news update with the biggest at